Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another live stream. We hope another good live stream. I mean, you can actually see my face this week, which is a good start. No, the internet has not been sorted. However, we seem to have a spell here where it is stabilized. Touch wood, fingers crossed, all of the above. But yeah, let's just see how it goes. And if it goes really badly with my camera, well, then I'll just remove the camera and just go to audio and hopefully that will work. But with all that being said, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know what you are doing right now. Let me know what your plans are for Game Week 37. And this is a big stream because it's the last remaining double game week. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but only 2 game weeks left. Absolutely devastating stuff. I will, as always, wasn't very professional. I will, as always, rely on you to let me know about audio and visuals. So, yeah, just keep me updated. If the audio is cutting out, that's the most important thing I'd like to know, but also visuals as well. And yeah, we'll just see how we go with the stream today. I will always try to be here for you guys. That sounds really deep. For these live streams, I'll always try my best to make something work. And fingers crossed we can do that today. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Both good at the moment. You are a legend. Thank you very much for letting me know that. And yeah, like I said, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Deadline is still 2 hours to go, right? Yep, 2 hours. So it's the normal time, 11 a.m. UK time. Why is Gvardiol the thumbnail? Always worries me that there's an injury to talk about. No, as far as I'm aware, no. It's because Man City are the early kickoff. So I just put the main man Gvardiol in. Also, a lot of people are looking to maybe transferring Gvardiol this week. So, yeah, I thought he deserves to be on the thumbnail. I don't think he's been on a thumbnail. Maybe he's been on one thumbnail this year. So there we go. Right. Let me just speak about my team for a bit whilst we do have some good Wi-Fi. So this is the situation that I'm in. The plan has always been, obviously, to remove Fabian Schär. So I was looking at that and just thinking, that's my free transfer done. I've only got the one free. And then I thought my second free transfer was going to be doing Bruno Fernandes to Richarlison. But Bruno Fernandes has apparently been, and the exact quote was on the pitch. Whether that means on the pitch doing his own individual rehab program, or whether it means in full team training, I've got no idea. So Richarlison, again, on the pitch. I'm sorry, Fernandes on the pitch. Also, on top of that, we've now got information that Richarlison might have picked up an ankle injury. So what happened was Ange came out and gave his press conference on Friday and said absolutely no new injury news. And then about 4 or 5 hours later, the Brazilian national team announced that Richarlison wasn't in the squad because he had a new calf injury, was the translation. I'm a little bit unsure on this because people are basically saying, well, the injury happened after Ange's press conference. I don't believe for a second that Ange had his press conference, Richarlison then had a training session, Richarlison then got injured, Richarlison then let the Brazil national team know, and then the Brazil national team then ruled him out. I can't see all of that happened in the space of a few hours. So I think there are 2 possibilities. Ange just didn't want to say straight away whether there was an injury. Maybe he was waiting to assess whether it was serious or not. Or the second thing is there's a bit of lost in translation and it was talking about his previous calf injury, or maybe it's just he's a bit of a doubt. So it does make it a bit difficult to sell Richarlison without knowing for sure that he's actually injured. I know the Brazil national team have announced it as an injury, so maybe you just trust that. I feel a bit funny about it and I don't really know how to interpret it. So anyway, but with Fernandes being possibly back and Richarlison possibly being a doubt, I now can't make the Bruno to Richarlison move. And the new injury was João Pedro has picked up an ankle injury. So João Pedro's got to be sold. Bruno Fernandes hasn't got to be sold. So I basically need to bring in someone for João Pedro. I've got 2 options. I could do what Mrs. Raptor FPL Pickle is doing, which is switch Gusto out for another defender and then bring Jackson in for João Pedro. But unlike FPL Pickle, my rank is in the bin a little bit. So I don't think bringing in... I'd probably bring in another decent defender, maybe like a Romero, as well as maybe Porro for Schär. So I'd bring in another defender, and then I would bring in Jackson for João Pedro. There's 2 things I don't like about that. Firstly, I don't like a lot of the other defenders. So whilst I don't think Gusto's great, I don't know who else I'd bring in potentially. I also don't really love the idea of transferring in a very highly owned Jackson when I've just missed out on his 16 points. It kind of feels a bit defensive and safe, and it's probably the right move on paper. I would say if I'm trying to pick the best front 3 for 37, it is Jackson, Isak, Haaland. But can I differentiate slightly? So if you watched my video yesterday, you will know I'm thinking about that main man, Callum Wilson. I don't think he starts 2 for what it's worth. I think he starts 1 and gets minutes off the bench. But we saw in his last 2 games, he played like 24 and 64 minutes or something like that. And he got a goal in each. So he doesn't need to get 90 minutes in every game to score. So yeah, I think at the moment, if you were to push me, if the deadline was now, which obviously it's not, I would do Schär and João Pedro to Pedro Porro and Callum Wilson for a -4. And I'd leave it there. People will obviously point to the fact I've got Garnacho and Gusto. They're not ideal. Again, if I could have Gordon in that Garnacho spot, it would be an upgrade. If I could have De Bruyne, if I could have Brennan Johnson or Pascal Gross, all of these players are slightly better. But I don't know that they're worth a 4-point hit. And for Gusto, again, I'm just not sure which defenders I'd potentially want to bring in. So yeah. I suppose the only thing that's worth discussing outside of Cher to Porro and João Pedro to Wilson is it worth still removing Fernandes for a hit considering he's a doubt? If Richarlison was like 100% fine and available, I'd still be tempted to make that move. But now when you remove Richarlison, there aren't many other midfielders that I like desperately want. I think Brennan Johnson is absolutely great as an option now. He should be much more nailed on. His minutes were already pretty good, but I think he'll start both now, definitely. And then obviously Sheffield United in 38, again, if Richarlison's still not fit for then. So Brennan Johnson's great. Pascal Gross and Simone Adingra, I think, are really good as well. Who else could you go for? I mean, if I had a spare slot for KDB, I'd be much more tempted. Maybe I even move now for Bukayo Saka, but all of those options, they're not... Richarlison was the standout for me. So now that I don't have the Richarlison option, I'm less keen. So there we go. Ran over around my team. That's kind of the situation I'm in. So yeah, just to recap. Pedro Porro in for Cher. Wilson in for João Pedro. -4 hit. And then rock with that. So my bench boost is Raya, Garnacho, Gusto and Ben White. Dear Lord, that is stinky. Who is the best doubling keeper except for Petrovic? Well, it would have been Dubravka or Pope if you could say who's going to start one or both, but we don't know that. So I'd probably say Verbruggen or Vicario. One of the V's. Verbruggen or Vicario. I did see, though, someone said that you could foresee potentially still getting one game in the double. I still think Verbruggen's first choice, and I think there's a good chance he starts too. But there are some doubts around whether still does start a game in the double. So yeah. Is Saka fit? I mean, I can't confirm to you because I thought Bruno would be absolutely fine last week and he wasn't. So players do get injured. Just because Saka very rarely misses games and he plays when he's injured doesn't mean that he can't miss a game. But he's been pictured in training, right? It wasn't that he was absent from training pitches, which we've seen in the past. He just had a lot of strapping on his leg. I think it was on his knee. But if he's able to train, he's got to play their biggest remaining game of the season, right? They've got 2 games left. They need to win both of them. I don't think they'll destroy Saka, but they'll certainly run him sort of into the ground. He's got a bit of a break, obviously, before the Euros. As long as he doesn't get a serious injury, I think even Saka would be willing to just play through the pain barrier. I'd be very, 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 very surprised if Saka doesn't play. I suppose the issue you've got is on a bench boost, you might not want to risk that, so you could take him out. It depends what else is happening in your team. If you're already on a -4 or -8 hit and you've got loads of issues, I don't think adding Saka to that makes a lot of sense. Because also, you have to remember, you probably want Saka back. So I said in my my deadline decisions video, I'm kind of on board with either selling him or not selling him. But at the moment, I would lean towards saying probably keep him unless you've got some spare moves to make. I suppose it also depends who you don't have. If you don't have Foden, well then Saka to Foden feels very nice. But if you've got some of those key players, I think if you've got Palmer, Son and Foden already in place, there aren't many other midfielders that I would say are much better than Saka. They're the only 3 that I would want ahead of Saka. Sean has become a Raptier 1 member, or become a Raptier 1 member again. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. TGH94 says, good morning, Ross. Is Maguire to Webster worth a -4 on bench boost? Yes, absolutely. If you're on bench boost and you've got a player that's just not featuring at all, it is absolutely worth taking them out for a -4 hit. Right? There is no reason to keep a player that's not playing at all, because especially if you're bringing in a doubler, just through appearance points alone across their 2 games, they'll get you 4 points. So Maguire to Webster for a -4, absolutely. Jace has been a member for 26 months. I appreciate you. Pick one of Saliba, Dunk, Romero, Burn in order of priority, please. If you've got Pedro Porro already, I'd say Burn, Romero, Dunk, Saliba. Probably if you're bringing in a fresh this week. Maybe Saliba should be higher. But if you've not got Pedro Porro, I think Romero would be top. So I think I would choose between Romero and Burn, Jace, if it was me. Bench 1 and why? Burn, Gvardiol, Porro, or Emerson Royale? Bench 1 of those. Oh, that's awful. Probably Emerson Royale, just because there's been talk that Skip could potentially play at left back. And also, I just think Burn, Gvardiol, and Porro are better options. So yeah, I would bench Emerson Royale just because I think he's the most likely to miss a game along with Gvardiol, but Gvardiol's upside is there. So yeah, Emerson Royale. Chirayu, sorry, I've just butchered your name. Bruno, Muniz, Udogi to KDB, Wilson, Romero, -8. I don't think you have to sell Bruno, but I also love those 3 moves. So do you know what? It's 2 game weeks left. I'm not going to put you off of that at all. Adrian Emil says Darwin and Salah to Haaland and Son for a -4. Yeah. Yeah, I would. I mean, you might want Salah back for 38, but you've also got Sonny against Sheffield United in 38, so it's not necessarily a massive downgrade. Yeah, I'd be willing to do that, Adrian. Doriano says, hi, Ross, would you do Saka/Bruno, Neto, Zabani to Gordon, Vicario, Guardiola -8? Yeah. Or Neto, Zabani to Verbruggen, Van der Ven -4? I prefer the -8. And I would probably... Would I sell Saka or Bruno? Oh, I'd still keep Bruno. 2 home fixtures and a double game week. I know Saka's probably a better player in isolation, but I think I'd back the doubler there. They're obviously both doubts. I would say if one of them's going to miss out, I would expect Bruno to be more likely to miss out than Saka. This game's so important to Arsenal, and I know Man United are just terrible, but I can't see Saka not starting. That might be a bad piece of advice, but yeah, I don't know. I'd probably still sell Saka and keep Bruno. Would be the way I'd go with it. Shazam says, thanks for covering the free hit teams in your video this week. As always, really helpful. Very, very nice that you've still got the free hit. I'm on a free hit this week and I have Son, Gordon, Palmer and Foden in midfield. Is it worth removing Gordon for Bruno Fernandes? No, not for me. Although I wouldn't have Gordon. I would take a punt in that final slot. I'd maybe even go for unless you're really protecting rank, Brennan Johnson, Pascal Gross, I'd probably have a little bit of fun with that Gordon spot. But Son, Palmer, Foden feel very, very good for me. I think I'd go Brennan Johnson if I was to remove Bruno. Let's say we get news in the next hour 45 that Bruno's a serious doubt. I think I would go Brennan Johnson or maybe Madueke. He's been playing very, very well and he looks pretty nailed on. Bringing one in, how far do you see Foden ahead of KDB? I think they're relatively close. I think the thing that swings it in favour of Foden is his goal threat is higher, KDB's assist threat is higher, and you want goal scorers. So I would still say Foden's ahead of KDB, but I think it's close enough where if you're chasing, KDB's ownership is so much lower. KDB, you're sat at about 15, 20%. Foden's about 80% at most ranks. So I would almost base it on what are you doing? Are you chasing? Are you protecting a lead? But Foden's the higher owned one with the greater goal threat. KDB's the lower owned one with some assist threat. But I should just note, it doesn't mean that KDB can't score a goal, obviously. Ross Wilding says, Kelleher to Vicario -4 or Kelleher and Gusto to Petrovic and Romero -8? Ooh, great question. Ooh, that's a very good question. I think I would still just about say Kelleher to Vicario for a -4. I think I would just save the hit. But I think that's very close, Ross. I think that's very, very close. I wouldn't mind the -8 at all on that occasion. Bench boost on top of my mini leagues and trying to hold rank. Yeah. I think I would still do the -4, Ross. Ollie Brunn says, Bruno to KDB and Edison to Travers, no hit. Edison to Travers? I mean, I don't hate it. I suppose you need a cheap goalkeeper. Yeah, it's not awful, but I don't think that's worth the switch, personally. I'd rather use my free transfers elsewhere and just keep Edison. Because Edison could keep 1 or 2 clean sheets here. But if you really want KDB, then go for it. I don't want to put people off from trusting their gut feeling in the final few game weeks. Isn't Fabian Schär injured? Yeah, I've obviously just not made my transfers yet, but Fabian Schär is injured, yeah. So Fabian Schär needs to go for me, as does João Pedro. I think Bruno's probably going to end up staying, but we'll see how I feel in the next hour 45. But yeah, Fabian Schär does need to leave. Bye-bye, Fabian. Bruno to Son or Foden? Oh, that's a great question. Son. He's got the Burnley game, he's got the Sheffield United game. I don't know if you can. FPL Pickles on the bed going, Son, he's on pens. And also he's on pens. Well done. Good piece of advice. Also, he's more nailed on than Foden. I think they're both going to play all of the remaining games, but Sonny's more nailed on. So yeah, I think I would just about put Son ahead of Foden. For me, like the midfielders, it's probably Son, Palmer, Foden in that order. Just the 2 home fixtures. If Palmer had a home fixture in there, he'd probably be top for me. But we know that Palmer and Jackson and really all of the Chelsea assets are better at home. So I don't like the fact they've got 2 away games this week. Did you know that I think someone posted Jackson's only got 1 away return this season other than that hat-trick against Spurs. And that game was just an absolute joke. So there we go. There's some confirmation bias for me not going for Jackson. Hi, Ross. The João Pedro injury confirms a -8. Doing Bradley Moniz to Romero Jackson. Other defender to replace Gusto. Tripled on City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Spurs. Well, it's either an Arsenal defender or maybe a Brighton defender, I think. So like Dunk or Gabriel or White or someone like that, I think I'd go for. Yeah, you're already tripled up on the 4 teams you'd want to own defenders from. Is there anyone else I'd consider? Maybe an Everton defender? I would say Branthwaite, Gabriel, or Dunk would be my 3 top options. OP Talent says -4, Muniz to Jackson and Gusto to Livramento, keep Maddison. Or -8, Muniz to Jackson, Gusto to Van de Ven, and Maddison to Gordon. I think I'd keep Maddison. Yeah, I think he's more likely to play now with Richarlison out. I think we'll probably see Kulusevski on the right, Brennan Johnson on the left, and Maddison in the 10. And so if he's got that Burnley game, I think I'd back him. So yeah, I would go for the -4 there, OP Talent. Alan says Van Heck to Tarkowski and João Pedro to Welbeck -4. Can't get Wilson, Jackson, and need differentials to catch up. Yeah, I love that. I actually think I think Welbeck's the best option to go for if you can't get to Isak, Wilson, and Jackson. And let's say you've already got Haaland, I assume. So yeah, I think the top 4 strikers or forwards, I should say, for game week 37 is Haaland, Isak, Wilson, and Jackson. And if you can't get to one of those 4, or you've already got a couple of them, then I think Welbeck might genuinely be the best option. I also think Mateta's fine, by the way. We've got one less fixture, but he's playing incredibly well. So you never know. Sorry, I know I was muted there. I was just taking a sip of my water. I don't like slurping down the mic if I can help it. Lewis Hines says, second in my mini league, third is 3 behind. Do I take a -4 to bring in Pickford/Vicario and Gvardiol for Maguire and Edison? Oh, Pickford and Gvardiol for Maguire and Edison, okay. Or just use my 1 free transfer from Maguire to someone like Branthwaite or Romero. I think considering it's just considering you've only got 1 free transfer, I would just run with it as is. But I think for you, Lewis, it depends. It depends who first owns in their team. I think when you're chasing specifically a person, or if you're trying to protect from a person, wherever you want to finish, basically, I think it depends who you own. So like someone was asking me last night, I want to see their team. I want to know which players they've got that you don't. Which players do you have that they don't? Like, I think if you're really focused on mini leagues and nothing else, I think that's where the focus needs to be. Chat, we might be switching to the egg soon. It was very, very stable, and now it's not so much. Yeah, I doubt it's that, but maybe. We'll give it a sec. Okay, it's fine now. It might be. No, but because last week you weren't here, and it was awful, so it's not your phone. But it might not be helping today, I'm not sure. No, you're okay. Hopefully it will clear up in a bit. It's It's all right. You've got the live. You've got a literal live of the live stream. Well, I can't even see the chat. You've got a live. Sit. You could pull up a chair. Sorry, Pickles. She was on her phone, and I think she was worried that it was affecting the stream. Right, where was I? Tank says -4 for Bruno, Edison, Gabriel to KDB, Onana, Webster. Bruno, Edison, Gabriel to KDB, Onana, Webster. No, I actually don't like that. I think Bruno, Edison, and Gabriel are better than KDB, Onana, Webster, in all honesty. So I definitely wouldn't be taking a -4 for that. If you want to take Bruno out, I'd find another way. Definitely wouldn't be removing Edison for Onana. And I don't think I'd be removing Gabriel for Webster. No, I don't like that. Kareem says, Bradley, Van Heck, Salah to Porrocraft, Everton defender, and Gordon/Fernandez for a -8. Yeah, no, I think you've got to do that because Bradley and Van Heck are out, so you need to remove those. And removing Salah, I'd probably go for Gordon just due to the fact that Bruno Fernandes is a bit of a doubt. I don't know that I'd bring in Bruno Fernandes now. I mean, you could risk it if you want to. He probably will start both because it's Bruno Fernandes. He's similar to Saka that when he's fit, he plays. But I think there's enough doubt surrounding him that I don't know that he'd be the best free transfer at the moment. Saka out for Gordon and Gvardiol, or Saka stays for Gordon and Tarkowski? Oh, so you need to remove Saka to be able to get Gvardiol rather than Tarkowski. I need to see the rest of the team and understand exactly what the other sacrifice would be then. But in isolation, I would rather keep Saka and have Tarkowski, probably. just about. But I mean, Gvardiol is obviously better than Tarkowski, but it depends who you'd then be removing if you went for the Gvardiol option. I'm sorry, for the Tarkowski option. I need to see the rest of the team. Sorry. Elizabeth Clark says, need share outs. Yes, me too. Have Gvardiol, White, Gusto, 8 Nuri. Also want Maniz out. Have Haaland, Isak. Only 12.3 for both. What do you think of Burn and Wilson? Oh, I see what you're saying. Wilson and Burn are... Is that 12.5 then? Quick maths with FPL Raptor. So you need someone cheaper than Burn or cheaper than Wilson. I think you've got a couple of options then. You still go for Wilson, but then you go for Veltman. I think you should be able to afford. So Veltman and Wilson. Or you still go for Burn and then you go for like Danny Welbeck or Højlund instead of Wilson. I think I would lean towards the Wilson and... Yeah, I'd go like Wilson and Veltman. But just beware that Veltman's not fully nailed for 2 games. But I think he's slightly more nailed than Webster would be my prediction. I'm not on bench boost. What should I do with Bruno? I mean, if you've got 7 other good attackers, bench him. If you've not, then just start him. I think on bench boost, it makes it even easier to keep Bruno, right? Because, sorry, if you're not on bench boost, because if he misses out altogether, you'll have someone else come on. I don't think he'll miss both of these games. I think the worst case scenario for Bruno owners, unless he re-aggravates his injury, is he's not available for Arsenal when he plays Newcastle. Because if he's back on the pitch now, Newcastle's in like 5 days or something like that, I think he'll be available for that. Hey man, does your team not suit a bench boost 38 more? Not massively. It's very, very close. And I think if it's close, then I'll just back the fixtures right in front of me and the game week right in front of me. Yeah, we're touch and go at the moment, chat. It's not as bad as it was last week, but it's thinking about it. It's like, could maybe just completely remove your internet today. What is Raptors' plans? My plans are sharing João Pedro to Pedro Porro, because so many Pedros. Sharing João Pedro to Pedro Porro and Callum Wilson. So yeah, I'm going to take a -4 to remove João Pedro and share. I was going to remove Bruno for Richarlison, but now that obviously doesn't seem necessary or the smartest idea in the world. Hi Ross, what move would you make? Raya, Gabriel, Gvardiol, Gusto, Garnacho, Son, Saka, Palmer, Gordon, Mateta, Haaland. Very nice team. Petrovic, Solanke, 8 Nuri, Mitchell on the bench. 1 free transfer, 7.2 in the bank, 73 points clear in my mini league. Well, firstly, Tyler, you've won your mini league with that team, so congratulations. Where are you lacking? I mean, you're not really lacking anywhere. I mean, that team's really good. I'd roll the free transfer. No, your bench boost active. Sorry, I forgot your bench boost active. I would probably replace one of 8 Nuri or Mitchell for Dan Burn. I'd do something like that. Have you got Pedro Porro? Gabriel, Gvardiol, Gusto. No. So yeah, so maybe 8 Nuri. No, I'd keep 8 Nuri because the attacking threat. I would do Mitchell to Pedro Porro or Mitchell to Burn and then leave it there. But yeah, you've won your mini league. 73 points clear with that team is golden. Van Heck or Branthwaite for Gusto? Wait, what? Van Heck's injured. So Branthwaite. If you meant like another Brighton defender like Dunk, Webster or Veltman, well, I think I like Dunk the most, but he's very expensive. If it's Veltman or Branthwaite, I mean, maybe Branthwaite, but I do like the idea of having 2 fixtures. But yeah, I don't go for Van Heck, he's injured. Okay, I think that's a different language. Well, I know that's a different language. I'm not sure what that is. Is that Russian? I can't even read your name out because it's not in letters that I know. But thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate you. Hi, mate. I need some advice. Van Heck to Webster and taking 2 free transfers into 38. Or take a -4 and go Bruno, Van Heck, and Van der Ven for Richarlison, White, and someone up to 4.6. I don't have any Arsenal players chasing my mini league. Well, based on the news that we had yesterday from the Brazilian national team that Richarlison might have an injury, I wouldn't be going for Richarlison now, and I probably wouldn't sell Bruno. So in all honesty, I would go for the first one, Van Heck to Webster, and take 2 free transfers. I know you're saying you don't have any Arsenal players, and I don't think Arsenal are bad for this game, by the way. In fact, they're probably very good. But I don't know that you need to rush Arsenal players in this week. Give yourself 2 frees next week, and you could do whatever you want. You could bring in Ødegaard, Martinelli. You could go for like Zinchenko if he's rumoured to start. I think you can have a bit more fun with it in 38. So yeah, I would go for the first movement. And if you can go into 38 with 2 free transfers, you're going to be laughing. If this is your first season playing FPL, Game Week 38 is absolutely bonkers because what we have is every team kicking off at the same time. So can you know the amount of team leaks we get for Liverpool, for Man City, and for some of these other teams, it's all going to come at once. And lots of teams that either don't have anything to play with, that sounds sus, play for. Anyway, any teams that don't have anything to play for, players that are certainly, what's the word I'm looking for there? Somewhat. No, ignore me. Players that have more motivation to do well because it's their last game for their team, because they're chasing the golden boot, because they're, I don't know, trying to impress a new manager that they know is joining. Like, there's so many narratives and rotations and issues that you deal with in 38. Also, ignoring all of that, we're coming off the back of a really big double game week towards the end of the season. I can promise you there will be injuries this week to key players. All of these players have played like 40 plus games this season. Some of them like 50 plus. They are knackered. I mean, you could see someone like Bruno Fernandes or Saka picking up another injury. You could see, I don't know, someone like Isak who's played a lot of minutes recently. So I think having 2 free transfers for 38 if you can is absolutely amazing. So I wouldn't force it. Like if you've got stuff you can do this week, do it. But if you're like making moves for the sake of it, I'd probably just leave it. I mean, I'd love to have 2 free transfers next week. I haven't had 2 free transfers for a long time. I say unfortunately and sadly, I shouldn't really complain. Oh, there's the internet gone. No, why are we having that? Don't cut out completely. Hopefully you can still hear my audio. Just watch. If you see me looking this way a lot, by the way, I've got my little thing that tells me. Yeah, the suit will be coming out for 38. However, it's boiling hot in the UK at the moment. Like I'm sweating right now, like profusely. So I do question whether the whole suit will be out. Will it be a shirt and a tie? I'll start in the whole suit probably, and then we'll assess from there. But yeah, audio's fine. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, it'll just be my camera lagging out a bit. I do have the egg. I'll just briefly show you for anyone that missed it last week. Here's the egg. We can always switch to the egg if the camera is cutting out too much. Why does someone keep commenting dog farts in the chat? It's the same guy every week. It's quite a funny thing to comment, but I just see the same guy coming in and just saying dog farts. Oh God, I'm so behind on answering your questions. Oh dear. One of Gordon or Johnson and Pickford or Verbruggen. If you're chasing, Johnson and Verbruggen. If you're protecting, Gordon and Pickford. I mean, 2 of those options are very highly owned, 2 are not. So, I mean, pick and choose. In isolation, if I'm ignoring ownership, I would go for Johnson and... I'd actually still go for Johnson and Verbruggen. But I'm slightly more inclined to take a risk with stuff, which is why I don't do very well in FPL. Because I always take risks at the wrong time. Gordon's great. And he's got 1 home fixture this week against Brighton. So, and the away games against United. I think Gordon will do very well this week. I'm kind of jealous of people that have him. But I've kind of made my bed with Gordon. I don't think I've owned Gordon this season. If I did, it was only for 1 or 2 weeks. Munoz to Porro as a second hit. I'm first in my mini league by 10 points, and the second one owns Porro and will do a -8 to protect myself from Porro for the last 2 game weeks. Yeah, if Porro is the main one that you are scared of and you think that your mini league could gain on you with, then yeah, probably do it. But only if you're removing Munoz. Yeah, I would do that in that case, Osvaldo. Marvin says, I've 2 centre-backs from Arsenal and I've got the goalkeeper Edison and Petrovic. I'm thinking of changing Edison to Vicario and bringing Gvardiol instead of the Arsenal centre-back. I would be fine with that if you've got 2 free transfers. If that's for a hit, then absolutely not. It's not worth it. I know Gvardiol has got attacking returns recently. The data's just okay. Like, he's not going to continue at that rate. I think Gvardiol is brilliant, and I think he looks relatively nailed at the moment, but he's not going to continue scoring and assisting every week. Whereas the likes of Gabriel and Wyatt, they could. Even Saliba. Saliba's been a little bit more attacking recently. Daniel Meek says, I don't want Gordon. Should I get Gross or Bruno G for a good differential? Also, Isak or Wilson. Thanks, mate. I don't know about Bruno G, although I looked at this. Bruno G's data recently has been much better. I just wonder with Joe Linton coming back if that affects the dynamic in the midfield. I think I'd go for Pascal Gross, Brennan Johnson, or Madueke. Would be my 3 favoured options if you're looking for a slightly cheaper differential option. Yeah. I'd go Brennan Johnson, honestly, if it was me. But Pascal Gross will be on penalties if João Pedro is out. Which we haven't had like full confirmation of. But yeah, Pascal Gross He's so good for bonus points. He gets 1 penalty in the double, and he will somehow pick up like 14 bonus points. The man's a monster. The amount of times I've seen him get booked, get a single assist, and come away with 2 or 3 bonus, it's just mental. So, like, what I'm saying essentially is if Gross gets 2 assists in this double, it could conceivably be like 16 points, which no other player would get with that little return. He's just perfect for bonus points. If you look at the list of how you pick up bonus points, it's just the way that Pascal Gross plays football. Menez to Wilson, Augusto to Burn, and Menez to Jackson -4. Again, it depends if you're chasing. I'm going to do João Pedro just straight to Wilson. But if you're not chasing and you want to protect, then definitely Burn and Jackson in is the safe and protective move because they're very highly owned. I'm not saying you just make decisions based on ownership now, but with 2 weeks to go, it makes no sense bringing in a highly owned asset if you're trying to chase rank. Because even if they get like... Let's say I bring in Gordon at 80% and he gets like 40 points in this double. It's genuinely not even gaining me that much. It's going to gain me like 8 points. So there's no point me doing that. I might as well bet against that. So again, don't make just based on ownership, but I think this is the time when you start doing that. Or if you're not interested in rank, then look at your mini league leaders and try and predict which way they're going to end up going as well. Chasing 30 points, JP to Wilson for -4 or Isak captain. If you're chasing 30 points, both. Or are you saying you got to go for Wilson or Isak? If you've already got Isak and you want to go to Wilson, I like that, and captain Isak. If you're saying go for Wilson or Isak, if you're chasing 30 points, then it's probably Wilson, right? Unless the guy that you're chasing doesn't own Isak. So you've got to try and work that out. But I think going for Isak captain and also owning Wilson feels like a very decent way to try and attack. Here for FPL says stream working. It's holding on. It's holding on. Apparently, during this stream, I have lost 2.1% of my frames. Which, in all honesty, is not that bad. 98% of the time, you've seen me and heard me fine. So we take that. Dallo to Romero / Dunk -4 bench boost. Not Dunk. Dallo to Dunk for a -4 doesn't seem beneficial to me. Dallo to Romero for a -4. I still probably wouldn't do it. So let's say Dallo just gets like 3 points in this double, which in all honesty is probably kind. But let's say he gets 3. Romero's got to get 7 to pay back the hit. So let's say Romero has to score 8 points in order to gain you anything. That would gain you 1 point. Well, Romero, let's say, keeps a clean sheet against Burnley. That's 6. And let's say he concedes 3 goals against City. That's 1. So he's got 7 points there. So what you're saying is you need bonus points and or an attacking return and also Dallo to not get anything in the double. I'm not so sure. It's not that I think Dallo's great, but would I take Dallo out for someone like Romero Dunk? No. If you've not got Pedro Porro, if you've not got Dan Burn, if you've not got Gvardiol, those 3 options are my favourite 3 defenders. I would probably be willing to take out Dallo for a -4 for those 3. But even then, it's like defenders just... I know we saw examples like Branthwaite getting 20 points in Game Week 34, but defenders don't generally pop off that much. And it's very difficult to also predict when they will. It's when you're least expecting it. Reece James just tweeted he is playing. Did he? What, you just leaked the team and he's in it? Oh, Gusto. When you say he's playing, like in the squad, I'll have a look at that in a sec. Thank you for letting me know. Hmm? Are you fall asleep?
I was drifting. What was the news?
I just heard a mumbling over there. Reece James apparently tweeted saying he's playing. But that's only one person said that. I'll have to have a look in a second. Oh, God, chat, I'm so behind. Share to Branthwaite, 8 Nuri to Kukurea, and Pedro to DCL for a -8 on bench boost. What are your thoughts? Oh, share to Branthwaite, 8 Nuri to Kukurea, and Pedro to DCL for a -8 on bench boost. Yes. Yes, Daniel. I would do that. Yeah, I like that. DCL is a cheeky punt, by the way. Doesn't double, but he's got the best fixture of the bunch. Yeah, I don't mind DCL. I mean, I'm slightly tempted, but I think I'm just going to go for Callum Wilson. Leah says, hi, Ross. Ruben Dias, keep or transfer for a -4? I'd keep Ruben Dias. You might get 2 starts from him, and you also might get the gain that they maybe keep a clean sheet. I'd keep Ruben Dias, I think. But I agree that you'd probably rather own Gvardiol and Walker at this point. I just don't know that it's worth a -4. Pranav says, I have to remove Kelleher, Van Heck, JP, and don't have Foden/KDB. Thinking of Foden/KDB, Wilson and Vicario and keeping Van Heck for a -8. What are your thoughts? Well, if you're on the bench boost, I don't like that because Van Heck's not going to get you any points, we don't think. Unless he's suddenly back for the second game. But Van Heck's very unlikely to get you anything. I don't know. I think I'm... Oh, cutting out. I think... Yeah, I think I'd still want to remove Van Heck, even for an extra hit, potentially. Even for potentially an extra hit, yeah. Oh no, it's having a mare. It's having a mare, chat. I keep losing where I am in the things. Replace Dubravka, Maguire, João Pedro to who? Already triple Chelsea, Spurs, City, £14.9 million budget. On the bench boost, debating leaving JP Onana for Bruggen, Burn, Dunk, Welbeck. I would go Verbruggen, Burn, and Welbeck. Yeah, Verbruggen, Burn, and Welbeck would be my 3. If you can afford that, I think you can. Yeah, I would do that, Sam. Verbruggen, Burn, and Welbeck. W Stream says, any defender worth a -4? No Newcastle, Chelsea, City. The only 3 defenders I'd really want. But, I mean, I'm tempted to replace Gusto based on if Reece James is saying that he might be playing. I don't think Reece James will start. Surely not. But he probably does get 20, 30 minutes off the bench. This is tough. I don't think there are any defenders really worth a -4 outside of Gvardiol, Burn, and Porra. I still maintain that they are my 3 favoured defenders, which that's going to be my back 3 going into this week. So maybe I'm just a bit biased. Nicholas says, on bench boost, selling Bruno, JP, Neto, Castagna. Which options are better? Wilson, Madueke, and Romero, and Verbruggen, or Gordon, Jackson, Van de Ven, and Onana? That is a complete decision that should be based, I think, on whether you're chasing or whether you're protecting. Because I think they're very, very similar, but the Gordon, Jackson, Van de Ven, and Onana combo is much higher owned than the Wilson, Madueke, Romero, and Verbruggen. So I like the first option, but that's because I'm chasing at the moment. If I was ranked like 1 or 2k, I'd probably prefer the second option. Richard says, dump Diaz for Walker/Gvardiol or wait for team news. I'd wait for team news. Yeah, that's another good point, by the way. I should have probably mentioned Man City are the early kickoff. So we probably will, to be honest, get early Man City team news. Unless the leakers don't want to leak it because it's obviously a very important game for the title race. But I think there's a good chance we'll get at least a little bit of Man City early team news. Craig says, Gusto, Sharon, Morris to Burn, Romero, and Jackson. Yeah, I like that a lot. Or Cher, Saliba, and Morris to Dunk, Romero, and Wilson. No, I prefer the first option. Romero, Burn, and Jackson. Because I also don't think you necessarily want to remove Saliba. Yeah, I would go for... Oh, that's just my camera. Forget the internet. That's just my camera being silly. We got another question. Hi, Ross. 2 options for me. -4 for Cher to Porro and JP to Wilson. Or -8 for Cher to Porro, JP to Jackson, and Gusto to Burn. I've got that exact decision myself, Blicky94, and as a result, I'm going to tell you what I am doing. I'm going for probably Callum Wilson, but FPL Pickle has exactly the same decision, and she's going to go for Jackson because she is ranked incredibly well, and for her... Is it going to work? No. And for her, she wants to protect. So I think if you're trying to protect rank, you go for the Jackson move. If you're trying to attack, you go for Wilson. I think it's that straightforward there, because I think they're very, very close. Jerry Wilmore says, Kelleher, Cher for Vicario, Burn, or Onana, Romero. Kelleher, Cher for Vicario, Burn, or Onana, Romero. I would go Vicario and Burn, I think. Although Onana does make a hell of a lot of saves, but you just don't really want to bring a United defender at the moment. Why are people selling João Pedro? It came out in the press conference yesterday from De Zerbi that João Pedro is suffering with an ankle injury. So he might not be out. He might potentially play, but we don't know. Do you have any updated Richarlison news? Sadly not at the moment. Sadly not. We've got a big boy super chat from Turgle and Max. Said, good morning, how are you? I'm good, my man. How are you doing? I saw you were traveling around the world at the moment, which I'm very jealous of. Did you manage to get the tickets? I didn't. Not only does money appear to be an issue, but also availability doesn't appear to be particularly high. So, I mean, if anyone has any access to the Champions League final tickets, do let me know. But it seems incredibly difficult to get them at the moment. As well as expensive, like I said. But I appreciate the support, my man. You're very, very kind. Thank you very much. Mark Pritchard says, thanks for everything this year, Ross. Salah, Maguire, and Bradley, I know, out for KDB, Dunk, and White for a -4. -8. Have Gabriel, no Guardiola. Ah, that's difficult. So you're going for KDB rather than Guardiola. I don't mind that, actually. Dunk and White. Yeah, I actually quite like that, Mark. I understand, like, getting Guardiola would also be nice, but going for KDB instead is good. Not many people have KDB. And because you've got that Salah slot there, I actually really like that -8. I think that's very good. And you're more than welcome. FPL Machine says, hey, bro, no player keeping right now. Thinking of a -8. Neto to either Raya or a Brighton keeper. Saka to Foden. And Solanke to Jackson. Should I remove Gusto for a Spurs defender? Also Son captain. I'm 36 points behind in my mini league. Yeah, if you've got no keeper, definitely go for another keeper. But I would go for Verbruggen, I think. I'd back a doubler just due to save points. I think especially with the keepers, I know I've got Raya, but I've just held on to him. I think with the keepers, you go for the save points. So I would go for Verbruggen, Foden, and Jackson. If you've not got Porro, I quite like Gusto to Porro for a -4, yeah. On Son captain, yeah, I think Son's one of the best captaincy options this week. And if you're 36 points behind, which I am sorry to say is quite a lot of points, then I think you've probably got to take a few risks here. So yeah, that's not a bad choice at all. All right, where was I up to? Yeah, Max is a legend, isn't he? What a man. What a man. Is Richarlison officially out? No. The tweet that we had, I don't want to go onto Twitter because I don't want to break my internet, but the tweet that we had was, or the information we had was from the Brazilian press conference ahead of the international duty, and they said that Richarlison wasn't picked due to picking up a fresh calf injury. So it seems pretty official, but yesterday Postecoglou said he didn't have an injury, and I know, like I said, people keep saying that basically he picked up the injury after the press conference, but there was only a few hours between the two press conferences. So I doubt he had the press conference. They trained. He picked up an injury. They then told the Brazilian national. There just seems like a lot would have had to happen in that spell. So I don't know what happened, in all honesty. Toby says, option 1, -8, Areola to Vicario, Areola to Vicario, Burn and Saka to Richarlison and Jackson. Okay, so Vicario, Richarlison, Jackson. I wouldn't bring in Richarlison at the moment based on the injury news that we have. Or option 2, -4, Porro, Richarlison and Jackson. Bench boost includes 2 Arsenal defenders. I wouldn't do any of those because Richarlison's a doubt. So I would keep Saka now, and I would do like Areola to Vicario. And I'm a bit confused by what's happening here with these options, Toby. But yeah, I would just be bringing in Porro and... But I don't think you need to take out Areola. I'd maybe focus on getting Porro in, but I'm a bit confused by your question, sadly. That's probably my fault, to be honest. I do have difficulties reading sometimes. 13 points off being first in my mini league. What do I do? I think 13 points is enough that you just try and get the most points possible. I would say if you're within 10 to 15 points this week, just try and get the most points you can. I think when you're 15 points or more away from your mini league leader, that's when you need to start thinking, I need to take a few risks with captaincy, with a few differential options, or maybe even like 1 or 2 differential options. If you're 30 plus points away, you need to get a completely different captain to everyone else, and you need to own probably 2 or 3 differentials. And it just then reverse it, right? Just reverse it after that. Just go for... So if you're leading your mini league, you just kind of play defensive. It's really interesting, the psychology of mini leagues. I'm not going to lie. I find it all very interesting. Thanks, mate. It's Bulgarian, not Russian. I very much apologise. I would still try and phonetically pronounce it, but I've got no idea where to even start. But thank you for the support via the super chat. Still appreciate it. Saad Kanan says, I have 8 Nuri and Gusto and Pedro. Do I do Gusto and Pedro to Porro and Jackson, or 8 Nuri and Pedro to Porro and Wilson? Oh, that's a great question. It, again, depends if you're chasing. If you're chasing, go for Wilson. If you're protecting, go for Jackson. I think Jackson and Wilson are very close this week, and so I think that comes down to a bit of an ownership discussion, personally. Do you want to go for it? Yeah, let's do a captaincy poll, actually, whilst I'm answering some more of your questions. If you are enjoying today's stream, by the way, barely any likes because I forgot to ask. So if you're enjoying today's stream, please do smash that like button. And yeah, make sure to subscribe as well. I do really appreciate it. It's the end of the season, so give me a little end of season treat by liking and subscribing. Can you vlog the UCL final if you go? If I can get to the UCL final, well, yeah, I would absolutely vlog it for sure. I don't think I'll be able to get to the UCL final though, sadly. Hi Rosh, you missed my super chat. I'm a little bit behind on them, but hopefully I haven't missed it. I'm just probably not yet getting to it, but I'm going to get to it in a second. Let me run the captaincy poll. Sorry if I have missed anyone's super chats. If you answer my super chat, I'll click the like button. Done. I'll do that in a second. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. I shouldn't miss any. Fingers crossed. I just need to catch up. Right. So chat. Who are you captaining this week? If not Haaland, I'll try and get all of the best options here. I think Isak's probably quite popular. Is it Isak, Son, or Palmer? Who are people going for? Because I can only have 3 of them on this list. Isak, Son, or Palmer, if you're not going for Haaland. Foden, Palmer, Isak, Son. Oh, God. KDB. Oh, no. Palmer, Son, Isak. Oh, dear Lord. Everyone's going for different stuff here. Okay. Let me do... Oh, this is difficult. I need another option. I'm going to just do... I'm just going to do other comment. I'm not going to put Palmer on, because weirdly, Palmer seems to be less popular than Isak and... God, this isn't easy, is it? Haaland, Isak, Son, other comment, captaincy poll. Right, let me do that. I'm sorry for everyone that's going for Palmer, by the way. So people seem to be really giving this Reece James stuff some weight. Do you think I should replace Gusto for another -4? Internet changed my life t-shirt. Internet did change my life, but it's also ruining my life at the moment. That's a good point, isn't it? No, I love this t-shirt because the internet did change my life. Wouldn't have met all of you guys and started this without the internet. No, I'd keep Gusto. Yes, replace him for James. Can you imagine doing Gusto to Reece James? That is painful. Right, where was I? Let me find where I was again. Domenico says, with Richarlison and Saka flagged, bench boost 37. I need 1 City and 1 Spurs. Gvardiol, Brennan Johnson, or Foden Romero. Wow, that's a difficult one. Have KDB, Haaland, Porro, Son. Keep Aït-Nouri or out for a -4. I'd be tempted to keep Aït-Nouri because at least he's got some attacking threat. Unless you don't have like a Dan Burn or... I mean, you've already going to have Gvardiol, Romero. I think I'd be willing to keep Aït-Nouri potentially. Gvardiol, Brennan Johnson, Foden, Romero. I think I would just about lean Foden and Romero, but Gvardiol and Brennan Johnson's maybe slightly lower owned in combination. So it depends how much you're chasing, I guess. I have no Newcastle or Spurs defence. Trippier or Porro? I'd go Porro. I don't think Trippier will start both. I could be wrong, but I don't think he'll start both. Morning, Ross. Is João Pedro definitely out? No, not definitely out, but I think De Zerbi said in his press conference, it's sad news for us. And if it's sad news, I don't think he suddenly plays the next day. So I think at the very most, you're going to get one start from João Pedro. If it is, would you remove him for a -12? As I always say, you're not removing him for a -12. You're removing him for a -4. So yeah, I would take an extra hit to remove João Pedro. And don't, like I said, don't view it as for a -12. You're just taking another -4 to remove João Pedro. So yeah, I think I'd be willing to do that. Petrovic for Vicario for a -4, says Sam. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't even know which way round you're saying. I'm assuming you're saying bring in Petrovic for Vicario. No, because Vicario's got Burnley at home. And if you're saying sell Petrovic, then no, I wouldn't do that because he's got 2 okay fixtures. I think out of whoever you've got out of Petrovic and Vicario, just keep them. I wouldn't even make that move for free, in all honesty. 1 free transfer. Keep Saka and Garnacho and roll, or sell 1 to Gordon or Gross. No chips, or maybe Morris to Wilson and bench Saka, planning for a game week 38 too. I quite like Morris to Wilson and bench Saka. I don't think you'd want to sell Saka ideally because you'd want him back unless you really fancy Gordon or Gross. Garnacho to Gordon or Gross doesn't fill me with that much joy. Maybe Gordon could be worth it. Again, dependent upon what you're trying to achieve right now and how far off from where you are you want to be, I think Morris to Wilson and bench Saka is my favourite option there. Adam says, 30 points behind in my mini-league. Best differential captain, stuck between KDB, Isak, Gordon, Son, Palmer. I think for me, it's Isak. Maybe Son or Palmer, but I like Isak. He's playing incredibly well. One home game, playing against a rubbish Man United defence. I really like Isak. I think I would go there if I was looking to differentiate. Pete Richardson says, Højlund to Jackson for a -8. Would need to sell Gusto as I'm tripled up on Chelsea. Have 2 defenders injuries, including Van Heck and Maguire, and tripled up on Newcastle. Can't do Wilson. Based on the amount of issues you sound like you've got, I don't know that selling Gusto and bringing in Jackson for Højlund is worth it. I would just sort out your injury issues. So I would remove Van Heck and Maguire for 2 players. Personally. Because I think if you do that and then you also remove Gusto and you're looking at like, what is that, -16, -12? So yeah, I would sort out your issues, Pete. And then if after that you still want to make the moves, then go for it. But yeah, I think you've got to sort out the issues first. Prioritize. In weeks like this, when we've got loads of issues, we've got double game weeks, I think you need to prioritize where the biggest issues are in your team. Like for me, I would love to make loads of luxury moves like Garnacho to Brennan Johnson and stuff, but I just don't think that's where I need to focus my attention. 2 free transfers with only White and Ait-Nouri not playing. Oh, sorry, not having a double. Tripled up on City, Newcastle, Chelsea with Burn, Dunk, Porro in defence. Who would you go for? I think you keep Ben White, and I'd arguably keep Ait-Nouri, but if you're not going to keep Ait-Nouri, you go for... You're already tripled up on City, Newcastle, Chelsea. So Romero? Probably either Romero or Dunk I would go for. But I'd be relatively happy keeping Ait-Nouri. I kind of regret selling Ait-Nouri last week instead of like sharing Gusto. I feel like I should have sold one of those and kept Ait-Nouri. But yeah, I'd be happy having him. Foden and any goalkeeper -4 or KDB for free. No goalkeeper. KDB is great away. I don't think KDB is great away, but probably slightly stronger than Foden. I would have Foden and any goalkeeper. I don't think you want to go in with no goalkeeper. So I would go Foden and whichever goalkeeper you want to bring in personally. Unless you're really chasing, and then like I said, KDB is going to be very lowly owned. Because not many people are going to be able to get there. At the moment on the captaincy poll, just in case you are listening and not looking at the live chat. By the way, if you get involved in the live chat, there's lots of people in here as always. But the captaincy poll is currently 74% on Haaland, 13% Isak, 5% Son, 8% other. So, yeah, Isak is the second most popular captaincy option. It'll probably be above 100%. Are you bench boosting? Yes. This is a great point. Thank you for reminding me. Make sure your bench boost is active. You see that little weird faint blue line around my bench? That means my bench boost is active. Please make sure that you actually check that it is, because it'd be a disaster if you make all the transfers and don't activate. So, yeah, make sure if you're playing your bench boost that you've activated it. They've made it so subtle this year. Sell Garnacho for Gross. Could do. Right, let me get back to answering your questions. Let me find where I was. Nasir says Van Heck or Branthwaite for Gusto. Nasir, I already did that one. Van Heck's injured, and Branthwaite's only got 1 fixture, so I'd probably keep Gusto. But you can't do Van Heck because he's injured. I wonder why you kept commenting that I missed your super chat. I was like, I don't think I have, and then I didn't. I've answered that already. Jake Gardner says, I'm 200k. Son captain to fire me into the top 100k. I love it. Go for it. So if Sonny pops off against Burnley and then he's just got an extra free fixture against Man City, then great. I really don't mind Son captaincy. He might be my 3rd favourite option behind Haaland and Isak. I really think just trust your gut on captaincy this week. You've got lots of really good options. Lots of really top players doubling. Nathaniel says 2 single game weeks, Ait-Nouri and Gabriel. Lots of people have that combo. Have triple Newcastle, triple Chelsea, and triple City. Porro and Son. Is it worth the -4 to switch Ait-Nouri to Romero or White? I quite like Ait-Nouri to Romero. I don't mind that at all because I think 8 Nuri will probably concede. So unless he gets an attacking return, you're probably looking at 2 points. So you only need 6 from Romero to pay the hit back. And then you also have Romero for Sheffield United in 38. So yeah, I don't mind 8 Nuri to Romero. But if you wanted to keep 8 Nuri, like I said, he is very attacking. Wealth Whisperer says, joint first in my mini league, 2 free transfers and 2.7 million in the bank. What should I do with Neto, Konsa, Doughty, Bradley, Cher, Salah, Jab, Pedro? The rest are decent doublers. Okay, so you've got Neto, Konsa, Doughty, Bradley, Cher, Salah, JP. Oh, you've got so many things to sort out there. Well, it depends if you're bench boosting or not, I suppose. But the biggest issues are the players that are injured or dropped. So I think I would focus on Neto, Bradley, Cher, and maybe JP. Although JP might play. So really my 3 focused areas there would be Neto, Bradley, and Cher. And I'd bring in like Porro, Burn, and Verbruggen or something like that. But yeah, just like prioritize, like who is the biggest issue in your team and just start there. Bench boost or triple captain today? I'd probably triple captain today and then bench boost in 38. Yeah, if I had those 2 chips left, I'd go triple captain this week and bench boost in 38. 25 points behind. I don't know why I said it like that. 25 points behind the mini league leader. Money shuffle, bench boost active. Money shuffle? What does money shuffle mean? Bruno. Oh, I see what you meant. Okay, Bruno, Maniz, Bradley, Udoggy, Porro. Why are you selling Porro? I guess you need it to fund it, would be the only reason. To KDB, Wilson, Cucurella, Gabriel, Romero, minus 16. I love everything about that apart from the Porro sale. So unless you have to do that to afford it, I don't know that I'd do that. Also, if you're taking a 16-point hit, you're now 41 points behind your mini league leader. So you're going to need a miracle to catch him. So I would either try and make less of those moves, or just you're going to have to go really differential on that captaincy, potentially. Angelina says, I need to sell Sharon Kelleher. Who would you go for? It would be for a -8. Used free transfer on João Pedro to Wilson. Already on 3 Chelsea, 3 Spurs, 3 Newcastle, 3 City, and White. So I would go Kelleher to Verbruggen and Cher to probably Gabriel. Yeah, probably Gabriel. Gabriel and Verbruggen, maybe, potentially. I mean, you're already tripled up on all the teams that you want to own defenders from, sadly. Tom Pemberton says, hi, Ross, play Gordon or Benno? Is that Bruno or Beto? Who's that meant to be? I assume that's Bruno. Play Gordon or Bruno? I'd play Gordon, because Bruno's a bit of a doubt. JP to Wilson, -4. Yep. Gusto and JP to Burn Jackson, -8. Again, depends if you're chasing. If you're chasing Wilson, sorry, if you're chasing Wilson, if you're not, then the Burn and Jackson move. Like I said, FPL Pickle and I have the same team. She's doing the Burn and Jackson move because she's really happy with her rank. I'm doing the Wilson move because I'm less happy with my rank. So it depends how much you want to chase, I guess. -8 for Cucurella, Udoggy, and João Pedro. For Romero, Pedro Porro, and Jackson. I wouldn't sell Cucurella. Unless you really desperately want to move to Jackson. If you desperately want to move to Jackson, then yeah, I do like that -8, but I don't love the idea of removing Cucurella when lots of people are looking to bring him in this week. Abdullah says, good morning, Ross. What do you think of a -4 for Maniz to Wilson, Cher to Romero, or for a -8, Maniz to Jackson, Cher to Romero, and Gusto to Burn? Okay, so everyone's asking me this same question, and I'll just reiterate so that you don't have to all keep asking me. If you've got Gusto, Petrovic, and Palmer, and you really want to move to Jackson, I don't mind it. But just bear in mind that it's an extra hit required. And on top of that, Jackson is going to be so highly owned that you're gaining very little by owning him. So if you're at a place where you're really happy with your rank, or you just think Jackson is that good, then please do the Gusto to Jackson switch. But otherwise, I would just go for Wilson or someone else in the attacking spot. Because at least you'll gain if he goes crazy. Obviously, the alternative is, or the other side of the coin is that if Jackson pops off and you don't own him, then you're going to get battered. Raktim says, Trippier, Burn, or Dunk, and Onana or Verbruggen. Burn and Verbruggen. Veltman or Webster? Veltman seems more nailed. Yeah, Veltman does seem more nailed. They could play Dunk and Igor at centre-back with like Barco at left-back. So I'm not saying they can't play someone else other than Veltman at right-back. Like Lamptey's back in the squad. I think Veltman is slightly more nailed, though. Slightly.
But there is a chance that both could miss out. You could even argue that Igor might be the most nailed, but I'm not really sure with that Brighton team, sadly. FPL Machine says, how's this for a -12? Neto to Petrovic, Gusto to Van de Ven, Saka to Foden, and Solanke to Jackson. I mean, yeah, it's very nice, FPL Machine. I don't normally advocate -12s, but in that situation, it is a very, very nice set of transfers. Remove the cap. Make me. Who starts in defence for Chelsea? I've got no idea. If I had to guess now, I would say the same defence that started before. Was it Chalobah, Silva, Badiashile, and Cucurella? I don't know if it's worth removing Gusto for an extra -4. Let me run that poll, actually, because captaincy seems pretty straightforward. Pretty much everyone's on Haaland. I don't feel like you've got to captain Haaland, by the way, but... would you remove Gusto for an extra -4 hit or keep? Missed super chat. Yeah, I'll get to your super chat in a second, don't worry. I'm just slightly behind. Because if I only answer the super chats, then there's no point the rest of you being here, right? So I'm trying to flick between the two and answer everyone's questions. Or as many questions as I can, which I'm aware isn't that many. Do we have any news on Bruno, Ross? No, sadly not. Nothing. Who else could I bring in? Romero? I could go Cucurella. Yeah. Is there anyone else? Maybe Dunk? Okay. I've just run a poll. I'd love... This is obviously relevant to my team, but also... also anyone else that's in a similar position to me. I want to know whether you'd keep Gusto or you'd remove him for another -4 hit. It would take me to a -8 in total, but hey-ho. Saka or Fernandes to Son for a -4. I'd be willing to do either of those for a -4, yeah. It's up to you, really. I'd probably slightly want to keep Fernandes, just. But it's very close. Gusto and Højlund to Jackson and Romero for a -4. Yeah, I actually really like... Yeah, I do prefer that. I would do that, Mohammed. Suptic says, Foden, Bruno, Cher, Kelleher, Darwin to Romero, Wilson, KDB, Pickford, Madueke for a -12. Mini League rival is 13 points ahead. Foden? You're taking out Foden? The only reason I would do that is if you really think KDB is that much better, or if your mini league rival has Foden and you want to differentiate. Otherwise, I'd do all of that, but I wouldn't sell Foden. So do all of it. So Bruno, Cher, Kelleher, Darwin to Romero, Wilson, Pickford, Madueke. And then that would only be a -8. That would be my advice. Dan D says, João Pedro to Welbeck for free, or João / Gusto to Jackson / VVD for a -4. It's similar to kind of what I've said before, but obviously you're going for Welbeck there rather than Wilson. In that situation, I think I probably slightly prefer the -4, Dan. Just about, yeah. JP to Wilson or JP to Jackson and Gusto to Dunk -4. JP to Wilson or JP to Jackson and Gusto to Dunk for a -4. I would go JP to Wilson. But it's the same question that I'm getting over and over again. It depends how well you think Wilson and Jackson will do, but also how much you're chasing rank. You know? I'm just going to do JP to Wilson because for the bants, innit? Maguire replacement. 0 in the bank. Triple Newcastle, Man City, Chelsea. Have Porro, Gabriel, Fernandes, Gross. Sorry, have Porro and Gabriel. Fernandes to Gross, Maguire to White. Any other ideas? Yeah, so that's one idea, George, is you downgrade Fernandes, which gives you the funds, or you move for a cheaper defender. Is there anyone that's definitely going to start both at that price, though? Don't think there is there? Yeah, I would probably, in your position, then downgrade Fernandes and upgrade Maguire. Like you say, I like that a lot. I would be very tempted to go for... No, you've already got Triple City. Oh, sorry, chat. My internet's... Oh, I would interview you there.
I need to make my moves.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh dear.
Chat, hopefully you can still hear my audio. Hopefully I'm still there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're back. We're back. I don't think my audio cut out, which is good. Oh, where was I? I've lost. Oh, okay, there. Yeah, so I would do that, George. Downgrade Fernandez, upgrade Maguire. 1 free transfer. Gusto to Porro, Meniz to Porro, or Burn and... Oh, I've got Burn and Gvardiol. Gusto to Porro or Meniz to Porro. I'd keep Gusto just in case. I'd sell Munoz. Sorry, not Meniz, Munoz. I'd sell Munoz and I'd keep Gusto. Hi, Ross. Should I bench Saka for Solanke or Gabriel or just start Saka? Oh, I'd start Saka ahead of Solanke and Gabriel. And thank you very much, Flapjack. I appreciate it. Yeah, start Saka. Saka will absolutely, if he starts, he's going to pop off. He'll get at least 1 return. And people thought that it was just Man United pessimism a few months ago, but we could see the direction we were going in. The data across the season is so bad. Man United are genuinely a worse defence than most of the other. You should start seeing the Man United fixture on the sheet as like Burnley. We're roughly the same defensively this season as Burnley. Like that is genuinely the state of the team. So I think anyone playing against United is a really good shout. It's one of the reasons I'm very tempted by Isak captain, because he's got a home fixture and then he plays against United. But I just don't think I'll be. Knowing my luck, I'm going to captain Isak, bring in Wilson, and Gordon will smash it. So yeah, I say knowing my luck, Gordon's a great pick. Wouldn't be unlucky if that happened. God, I'm sweating. The UK is sweltering at the moment, chat. 1 free transfer, bench boost. Reguilon, Dubravka, Gusto to Burn, Vicario, Cucurella, or Petrovic Romero. I think Burn, Petrovic Romero for me. Yeah, Burn, Petrovic Romero. 38 points behind my mum in the league. It's outrageous. Your mum's absolutely smashing it. Thinking of a minus 24 hit for doublers and bench boost to catch up. She doesn't have bench boost or many doublers. Should I go for it? I'm not going to lie. If you take a minus 24 and you're 38 points behind, you would go to 62 points behind. I don't think you catch up 62 points. I don't think that's feasible. Unless her team is absolutely horrendous at the moment, I just don't foresee you catching up that kind of deficit. So yeah, I would lean towards saying don't take the minus 24. And if you can, maybe just take a slightly smaller hit. But even 38 points is going to be one hell of a... I mean, it's going to have to be one hell of a couple of weeks for you. I really want to go Livramento over Burn, but this Trippier update is ruining it. Yeah, I would be a little bit hesitant now to go Trippier or Lewis. To go Livramento or Lewis Hall. Dan Burn's the safer option, especially at your rank, Frosty. If you're ranked where I am, then maybe a Livramento's not awful. Sam says, good morning, Ross. Good luck this week. Thank you very much, Sam. Good morning to you as well. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you to all of you for being here. Got 4,000 people in the chat at the moment. And it is nice that I can actually stream semi-normally. We've only dropped like 3% of the frames in this stream. So I appreciate you all being here. It means a lot to me. Sorry I missed your answer to my initial super chat. That's absolutely fine, my man. And I meant Van der Ven. Oh, that makes more sense. I was like, why is he asking about Van Heck? I actually think, yeah, I probably prefer Van der Ven to Branthwaite. I would go Van der Ven in for Gusto, potentially. I don't mind it. But I'm probably not going to do that, I don't think, because I just want to risk Gusto. But if you don't want to risk it, then yeah, maybe bringing in someone like a Van der Ven or even a Romero if you can afford it. Might be better. Richard's video says, on bench boost, keep sell from Mitchell, Nuri, Gusto, and Mateta. Mateta you can probably get away with keeping unless you've got the funds to move to like a Wilson or a Jackson. Mitchell ain't Nuri, Gusto. I'd keep Gusto just because he has the chance of playing twice. And I think I'd rather keep 8 Nuri to Mitchell just for the attacking threat. So I think if you're going to sell one of them, you probably sell Mitchell from those 4 just about. Tiki Taylor says, on my bench boost, Raya, Havertz, Burn and Gabriel on the bench. Keep Or -4. I only have Brighton spots free. Well, Raya, Havertz, Gabriel I'd keep. And yeah, but no, I'd leave it as is. I think the only one you might gain from is maybe Raya to Verbruggen, but if Raya keeps clean sheet, which is possible and likely, then that's going to not pay off particularly, is it? So I would probably keep it as is. Maguire to Branthwaite and Bruno for Havertz for a -4. I don't know if I'd do Bruno to Havertz this week. I think Havertz will do well against Man United, especially with barely any centre-backs, or any centre-backs really fit. Oh, everything in my head says no, but also maybe. I think Maguire to Branthwaite's probably fine, unless you need to do Bruno to Havertz to fund it, Dylan. Angel and Soul says Havertz for non-City Newcastle Chelsea player for free. I'd keep Havertz. I know I've just said I wouldn't necessarily move for him, but if you've got Havertz, you absolutely keep him. 15 points behind. Is Captain Isak a good idea? Oh, 15 points is right on the edge. Yeah, I think if I was 15 points behind, I'd maybe be tempted to risk captaincy this week. Yeah, maybe. FPL Pedro Pete says Neto and Gusto Doughty to Petrovic and Burn Porro for a -8, or just Neto to Vicario -4. Thanks, love your stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I would go Neto and Doughty to Petrovic and Porro. Yeah. Yeah, I would do that. Neto and Doughty to Petrovic and Porro. I would do it. And thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Pratik says Salah, Hoyland, Bradley for Foden, Jackson, Romero for a -8. Yeah, probably, actually. Leading my mini league by 32 points. Defenders, Porro, Guardiola, 8, Nuri, Burn, rank 6k. I don't think it's the most straightforward set of transfers. I don't look at that and go, absolutely. But do I think those three you're bringing in are much better and maybe worth it? Yeah, I would probably do that, Pratik. Lewis says, Mateta to Jackson or Havertz to Madueke? I prefer Mateta to Jackson there. I think you want to keep Havertz now, if you can, because you'll want him in 38 probably. I'm probably looking at bringing in Havertz and maybe captaining Havertz in 38 if I'm still chasing at that point. Hey Ross, doing 8 Nuri to Porro for free, but then I want to take Darwin out for a -4. I'm tripled up on Chelsea, City, Newcastle already. Any ideas? Yeah, the only person I'd really want to take Darwin out for a -4 is really Wilson, Isak, Jackson, Haaland, but you've got maybe Welbeck? Welbeck would be the only other person I could think of, but I don't know that that's that inspiring, but it could pay off. It could pay off. Joji says I have Ayer, I still don't know how to pronounce his name. Gusto, Cher, Bruno, and Hoyland. 14 points ahead in my mini league. Second has a wild card. Willing to take hits. Who should I prioritise? I think you need to prioritise removing Cher probably there. And probably Ayer, however you pronounce his name, the Brentford defender. And I would be bringing in Burn and Porro would be the two that I would focus on. Or Gvardiol if you've not got Gvardiol. As I said, I think Burn, Porro, Gvardiol are the top 3 defenders that you want to target this week. Mr. Durglamax has sent me his team. I will answer that because of the very generous super chat. So what the team is, 1 free transfer, 1 million in the bank, Durglamax. Moniz to... Oh, that's tough. Moniz to Welbeck and Bradley to... Can you feed? You can't even afford that, can you? You're going to have to make a downgrade. Oh, that's very tough. I think you've probably got to downgrade De Bruyne to Foden and then do Moniz and Bradley out. Honestly, Doug Max are probably a -8 because you can't really upgrade Moniz and Bradley without doing that move. Or you just keep Moniz and hope he does something against Man City, but I wouldn't love that. So I'd probably do De Bruyne and Moniz and Bradley to Foden, Wilson, and a defender of your choice probably would be roughly what I would do there. Oh, I lost where I was. Where was I? Oh, here we go. Bob says 21 points ahead in my mini league. Bench boost active. Zabani, Regulon, and Morris to Romero, Someone, and Jackson for a -8 or avoid the second hit. It's 21 points ahead in my mini league. Zabani, Regulon, Morris to Romero, Someone, and Jackson for a -8 or avoid. No, I would do those. Yeah, I would go for it. Who would be the other someone? Gvardiol, Burn, Dunk. An Arsenal defender still isn't an awful shout. Yeah, I think you've got a few different options there. I don't hate any of the... I mean, the defenders, like, they don't look overly inspiring at the moment, but they're also not awful. Could definitely do a lot worse. Happy weekend, mate. Thank you very much, JSY. Downgrade Bruno or Gordon to upgrade Maguire. Definitely Bruno. I wouldn't be removing Gordon now. He's got a really nice home fixture this week. Got United as well. Yeah, I'd probably rather remove Bruno than Gordon. Glory Man United says Saka to Foden on a free transfer. I don't love Garnacho this week, but on bench boost, I'd have 6.1 in the bank. Would need a -4. Any ideas? Pricing crease killed me, so no Gordon. Saka to Foden. For free, yes. If that was for a hit, probably not. But for free, I would do it. Yeah, I would do it. I wouldn't remove Garnacho for a -4, I don't think. Just because Bruno might be back. Especially for the second game. In which case, I think Garnacho is a fine option now. Thomas Chris is 32 points ahead of second. Van Heck share Garnacho to Saka. Oh, sorry. And Saka to Romero, Van der Ven, Fernandes, and Gordon. Is that worth a -12? Thanks. I don't know that I'd want to remove Garnacho and Saka. Can you not just do Van Heck and share to Romero and Van der Ven? I think I would do that for a -4. I don't think you need to take those extra 2 hits, especially if you're 32 points ahead. Unless you just want to have some fun with it, and then go for it, Thomas. Marcus says, got Gusto, Bradley, and Pedro with 1 free transfer on a bench boost. What do I do? Got Gusto, Bradley, and Pedro with 1 free transfer. I think you keep Gusto and you remove Bradley and Pedro. João Pedro for a -4 hit. But the thing is, if you've got no money in the bank, I don't know how you fund that. So it depends on your fund situation, but I don't think Gusto's the priority to remove there. I would remove Bradley and Pedro Porro first. Eamon says, hi Ross, I have 1 free transfer. Gusto to Burn and João Pedro to Jackson, 8 Nuri. Sorry. Gusto to Burn, João Pedro to Jackson, 8 Nuri to Burn, and João Pedro to Wilson, or just do João Pedro to Wilson. 25 points behind in my mini league. I would go... I quite like 8 Nuri to Burn and João Pedro to Wilson for a -4. I would go in that direction, Eamon. But yeah, I do like the Wilson punt. I think I would prefer the 8 Nuri and Wilson combination, especially because you're chasing. Should James's tweet sway us away from keeping Gusto? I haven't actually had a look at it yet. Apparently he just said that he was see you at 5:30 or something. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it might be worth it. Ross, can you please help me with my team? I've sent it to you. Yeah, I can double check it again. It's still the same thing. Yeah, let me know if you have any options for defenders and stuff. But I would make the downgrade from De Bruyne to Foden, I think, just to be able to allow you to do other stuff. Haaland starts. There's loads of people doing fake news. I don't like it. Just stop. If you're in the chat spreading fake news, unless that isn't fake news, in which case then I'll shut up. Let me just double check. Because if it is real, then we're screwed. Let's have a look. Oh, my camera's not there. Let me turn my camera back on. Hello. Where is this supposed news? I don't see it. Who's tweeted supposed news? Let's have a look. One sec, chat. Right, let me drag this over here. Sorry, I had all the wrong tabs open. Let me... Tony. Haaland starts. Okay, so Haaland starts. Do we have any other information? Because everyone was saying Vardy bench, but I don't know if that was just... People are just spreading fake news. FPL main road, has he tweeted? Nope. And then lazy FPL. Let's get them all loaded. So the 3 accounts that we'll probably be keeping our eyes on. Okay, I think we leave it there for now then. So it looks like it's just, unless I've missed something. Where's this Gvardiol bench stuff coming from? Is it people just spreading fake stuff? Okay, please don't do it. Yeah, it's fake news. Okay. Okay, let's ignore that stuff then. So all we know right now is Haaland starts, which we probably knew anyway, but it's good to get confirmation. Edward, so I did that one. So Zane said, Edison, Romero, Dunk, or Gvardiol, Vicario, Verbruggen. Oh, I see what you're saying. Edison and one of Romero, Dunk, Gvardiol, and Vicario, Verbruggen. I would go Gvardiol and Vicario, probably. Again, we might get early City team news, which might put us off certain options. So maybe hold off on Man City transfers for a little bit. I wouldn't sell any of my City assets anyway, even if Gvardiol was benched, which we don't know. It's people spreading fake rumours at the moment. But I would probably still hang on to Gvardiol. just because I want him for the other 2 games. Den says, top of my mini leagues, -8 hit for Maguire, Ortega, and Van Heck to Gvardiol, Livramento, and Pickford. Maguire, Ortega, and Van Heck. Yeah, I like that a lot. Or -4 hit for Maguire and Van Heck to Burnham Romero. It depends if you're bench boosting or not. Because if you're bench boosting, you need to remove Ortega. So if you're bench boosting the -8, if you're not bench boosting, I'd do the -4. Field White, Gabriel, or 8 Nuri. I'd go Gabriel probably, unless you're chasing, in which case I'd go White. Gabriel if you're protecting, White if you're chasing. Glory Man United says, also up 19 in my mini league. Second has Bruno as well. Get him out instead of Saka on a free transfer. Crazy that he's never missed a game till these last few weeks. I know, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It depends if you're just trying to protect or if you want to go for broke, but I would probably lean towards protecting, yeah. So if second has Bruno, then I would keep Bruno if you're trying to protect. Unless you were saying you were third. I can't really remember Glory Man United. If you're ahead, I would probably protect at this stage, especially if you're 20 points ahead. But if you're behind, then yeah, obviously you need to start chasing a bit more. Lewis says, is a -12 ever worth it? Would be getting Haaland, Gordon in, but would have to transfer out 4th Man City and Newcastle player. -12s are definitely worth it. I've had green arrows in the week that I've taken a -12 before, but I don't think it's easy as just saying, is a -12 worth it ever? Because it really depends on the -12. Especially if you're removing players that don't play. But if you're removing like 4 players that play for 4 players that play, then you always run the risk of it going horribly wrong, I think. We have got 40 minutes until the deadline. I think I'm actually going to make my transfers now. Just because my internet's playing up. But I also want to be around and available to react to early team news. And I don't want to be thinking about my team whilst we're trying to do that. So, let's make the moves. Internet is struggling a bit at the moment, but hopefully you can still hear me, chat. Do let me know if it's unbearable and I can remove my face. Right, so I want Callum Wilson. I'm just going to go for it. He could... Do you know what? Knowing Callum Wilson, he might not even turn up in this double. He might be injured again, but I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit, and I'm going to do share to Poro. Done. Chat, you've got 30 seconds to convince me not to make these moves. Yes, your face is unbearable. Please remove it. All right, Frosty, get in the bin. No, you know what I meant. Stop saying my face is unbearable, chat. It's not very nice. Also, whilst you're letting me know whether I should make these moves or not, please also make sure you've liked the stream and that you're subscribed as well. I do really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. It's so nice to be able to sort of semi-stream. Even though it's not completely smooth sailing, it's nice to be here. I'm very, very happy that we're making this work. Okay, is anyone in the chat said anything worthwhile? You need Richie. Go for Romero instead. Jackson's better. Wilson bench. Jackson hat-trick. Wilson is balding. That makes me want him more. Wilson is a bench risk. Spurs are terrible. Nah, see, no one's convincing me. No one's convincing me I'm going to do it. Confirm transfers. Done. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Callum Wilson, please save my season. I could have gone Romero for a slightly more differential option. I'm aware. I just think Poro is better. So I'd rather go for Poro. Pickle wouldn't do it. No, Pickle wouldn't do it. That's true. That's why she's better than me. Where was I? Okay, Anthony says, I'm currently second in my mini league and 30 points behind. I'm planning to go for non-Haaland captain. What's your thoughts on Gordon as captain? I think the Newcastle attackers have a really nice double here. They've got a home fixture in there. They've got an away game, yes, but it's against Man United. I think it's as good as you can get, really, for a double, honestly. Maybe if the Brighton fixture was a slightly weaker defence, but I really like the idea of bringing in, captaining a Newcastle attacker for sure. Linus says, play Gusto, Branthwaite, Gvardiol, and save a transfer, or take in Livramento for Van Heck and bench one. If so, who would you bench? I would just play those and save a transfer. I don't think Livramento is that much better that it's worth it. So I would save the transfer personally. Shavam says, bought in Richarlison for a -4. Should I bring in Son for a -8 now or just play Saka? Oh, it's tough because we don't even know that Richarlison's definitely out. I would just play Saka and keep Richarlison in case he's back for 38. Yeah, I would do that. Although if you've not got Son, I'd bring in Son. I think. Yeah, I think I'd bring in Son because at least you know he's going to play both and he's on pens. Mikalenko and Gabriel out, 11.1 million. Who to bring in? Why are you selling Gabriel? I wouldn't sell Gabriel, but Gvardiol, Porro, and Burn. My back three, I think, are the three best. Otherwise, I wouldn't have them, right? But I think they're the three best defenders for GameWeek 37. Dashmate, Mikalenko... Oh, sorry, the other one. Pete says, Van de Ven and Romero or Porro and Richards in. Van de Ven and Romero, I would go. Van de Ven and Romero, yeah. Darley says, goalkeeper Petrovic/Kelleher, defence White, Gabriel, Porro. Okay, give me your defence and goalkeeper situation. Kelleher to a goalkeeper, but who? And Branthwaite White to Burn for a other -4. No, I would keep your defence exactly as it is. I think that looks lovely. Kelleher to Verbruggen or Kelleher to Onana for the saves, but I'd probably go Verbruggen, I think. Rami says, captain Son or Foden? I think Son for me. I don't like the fact that they've got 2 away games, City, so I would go Son. Gusto and João Pedro out, Burn, Trips, and Jackson in for a -8. Or Cucurella, Romero, and Wilson -8, or just Wilson -4. Winning my mini league by 150 points. Overall 35k, chasing 25k. I'd probably go for the Jackson one. I'd go Gusto and João Pedro to Burn and Jackson, I think, in your situation. Simply because I don't think you're too far away from your rank target. I don't think you want to destroy your rank. So yeah, I would back the slightly higher owned combination. Reese says, for a -4 for a below 4.5 keeper to replace Kelleher or just leave it. Is Verbruggen below 4.5? I actually can't remember what he is. I think he might be above that now. I'd probably just leave it. Unless Verbruggen is below 4.5. Because I can't think of any other keepers that I would want. Mary says, you think Richarlison U/A 100% brought him in for -4 tips? I don't know if he's definitely going to miss out Richarlison, but the Brazil national team coach did say that he's got a fresh calf injury. So if you trust that, which you probably should, then he's injured. But Postecoglou said nothing yesterday and Spurs haven't announced anything. So, and we've not had it confirmed by any reliable sources. So maybe you risk it and just keep Richarlison. I don't know. I really would love to give you better advice, but I'm just not sure. Hi, Ross. On Bench Boost, I've made a change from Moniz to Jackson, thinking of Bruno and Nuri to Gordon and White for a -8, or do you think that's not worth it? I'd love Gordon. If Bruno plays, it's not worth it. But if you think there's a chance Bruno misses out, then it probably is worth it. So I think it comes down to your interpretation. But I would lean just about towards saying that's not worth it. Just. But that's very, very close. Best forwards other than Wilson, Jackson, Isak, Haaland. Honestly, probably either Mateta or Welbeck. I might regret not removing Fernandes. I can fully acknowledge that. But I'm just going to hope that Fernandes finds a way to play. It's probably worth removing him. I don't know who I'd go. It's probably Brennan Johnson. What do you think, chat? Would you do a -4 in my position for Bruno to Brennan Johnson? Doesn't fill me with that much excitement. Ross, I did Kelleher to Vicario. Lovely. Should I do Gusto to Porro, João Pedro to Jackson, Nuri to someone suggest? I own Burn, Gvardiol, and Gabriel. I'm leading my mini league by 30 points, so is it worth the -12? I think you could probably keep 8 Nuri. So maybe just do the Gusto to Porro and João Pedro to Jackson moves. Like, you don't have to do that extra move, and then it would only be a -8, and then you don't have to find another defender. So yeah, I would probably just do Gusto to Pedro, Porro, and João Pedro to Jackson. Max says, I have Dallo, Porro, Gabriel, Branthwaite, and Cher. Should I do Cher to Burn or Cucurella? Could use my other free transfer to move on Branthwaite, Gabriel. No, I wouldn't move on Branthwaite or Gabriel. I would just do Cher to Burn. Cher to Burn in your situation, Max. By the way, you have got half an hour till the deadline. Make sure you're thinking about locking in your teams. The only City news that we've had 100% confirmed at the moment is that Haaland starts. Other than that, nothing. Nothing reliable anyway. I'll let you know if we get anything else. I'm just screenshotting my team. One sec. Just remember that I didn't have a screenshot. I prefer the screenshots on phones. They look a little bit neater than on a computer. Slightly higher quality. If you had the triple captain this week, who would you go for? Well, I'd go for Haaland unless you're chasing and you've got a great opportunity to triple captain someone like Isak or Palmer or Son. So this is the penultimate live stream for the season. Just wanted to say they've all been great content, great fun, and you're an awesome streamer. Thanks for all the help and advice, Ross. Thank you. Specifically you, Shazam, because you're so supportive of everything, but also everyone that's here. The streams would be nothing if you weren't here. If there was like 2 people watching, this wouldn't be entertaining because I've got nothing to answer and talk about. So the streams are genuinely made by all of you. So thank you. Right, chat. I'm slightly behind on the super chats now. I'm worrying that I'm not going to be able to answer them in the next half an hour. So I would say stop there, unless you want to risk it. But I'm trying to flip between the chat and super chats, and I want to answer everyone's questions. So I'd be at your own risk. I'm stressing out with a 19-point lead in my mini league. Midfield is Bruno, Son, Palmer, Garnacho, Saka. Thinking a -4 for Onana to Dubravka and Garnacho to Gordon. Could make it a -8 to get in Foden for Saka or Bruno. Thank you as always, Ross. I think Foden in for Saka or Bruno's a yes. It's up to you which one you want to go for. I don't know that I'd do Onana to Dubravka because Pope could quite easily start one. But Garnacho to Gordon is nice. So I like Garnacho to Gordon. I quite like Foden in for Bruno or Saka. I'm not so sure about Onana to Dubravka. Burn or Romero? Just about Burn, but I think that's extremely close, especially if you don't have Pedro Porro already. Hi, Ross. I've got 8.9 million in the bank. Thinking about a -8 for Cher, Van Hector, Pedro out. Any transfer suggestions? I would go for Burn. 2 of Burn, Gvardiol, Porro in for Cher and Van Heck, and João Pedro out for Jackson or Wilson. Those would be my recommendations. Zimmy says, hope you're good, Ross. Best differential captain chasing 16 points in my mini league. Foden, Son, Isak, Palmer, or someone else. I would say for me, it's Isak, Son, Palmer, Foden in that order. I really like Isak this week. I'd go Isak probably. Hey, who should I bench, Bruno or Havertz? Oh, that's very, very tough. I'd still bench Havertz just about and just hope that you get the 2 fixtures for Bruno. Saka a doubt to Havertz, Garnacho, Gross for a hit. No, I'd keep Saka myself. Dallo to Romero or Roll. I have Porro and Isak captain. If it's for free, I would do Dallo to Romero. If it's for a hit, I wouldn't. I like the Isak captain, like I said. Angel and Soul said, Bruno Fernandes or Gordon, who to start on free hit? Thanks. I'd start Gordon and bench Bruno. Ben Story says, 1 free transfer, want to get rid of Darwin. Is it worth selling Gusto as part of a -4 to bring in Jackson? If so, who's the best defender? I have Porro, White, Gvardiol, Burn already. In your position, yeah, it could be worth it, Ben. Or you go for Wilson. If you're not going to go for Wilson, you want to go for Jackson, I would probably bring in your spot right now, you've got 4 really good defenders. It's probably Gabriel or Romero. If you want to double a Romero, if you're happy to bring in a singler, honestly, probably Gabriel is still the best pick there. I don't think there's any more early team news yet at the moment, chat, but we've still got half an hour, so you never know. You never know. Why does he always miss my super chats? Did I actually? I thought I've been doing decent. Let me have a look for your name. Let me have a look. See, don't want to miss anyone's. Preferably. Let me have a look. I can't see your name. Don't think it's come through on my end. Sorry, mate. I'm not doing that deliberately, but I cannot see it. Just scrolled through the entire stream. Don't see your name. Right. Let me get back. ETH on Bruno said he's on the pitch, not feeling good about it. -4 to Johnson. Yeah, I'm tempted. Bruno Fernandes being on the pitch doesn't sound great, but also if he's on the pitch, you best believe we'll do everything we can to get him fit and available. So I do think there's a chance that Bruno misses the Arsenal game. I do. I think there's a small chance. But then he has Newcastle at home after that. And Newcastle aren't brilliant defensively away from home. Best 4.2 defender only for Game Week 37. 4.2. I don't know that there is. Is Igor 4.2? Maybe Igor, if he is that low. I don't know if he is that low. Is there anyone else? I don't think so. I think it might only be Igor if he's that low. If he's not, I think Barco's that low, but I don't think he starts both for Brighton. Yeah, I think you're in a tough spot there, sadly, if that's all you've got. Maybe you make another transfer and then free up some funds. Would you sell Gusto to Walker or Trippier? I'd go Walker. I don't think Trippier starts both. This is how much I'm stressing. I didn't realise I've got 3 Newcastle. -4 for Onana to Verbruggen and Garnacho to Gordon. I like that. Yeah, I would do that one. That's fine. I don't mind that. But I also, like I said, I don't think you need to sell Onana. I think you're absolutely fine keeping Onana. Garnacho to Gordon could just be enough. And then, like I said, Saka to Foden. I would do Garnacho to Gordon and Saka or Bruno to Foden would be the way that I would go there. JSY says, which do you think? 1, Maguire and Bruno to Tarkowski and Johnson, or 2, just Maguire to Van der Ven? Thank you. If it's for free, 1. If it's not for free, 2. Yeah, that's the way that I would do it. We got a super chat from FPL Haley, which is my sister. Thank you very much. Do appreciate you. Who to bench? Haaland, Isak, Jackson, Palmer, Madueke, Son, Foden, Gordon. I thought, have you already used your bench boost then? Okay, so you need to bench one of those. Haaland, Isak, Jackson, definitely none of those. Palmer, Son, Foden, Gordon. I mean, in all honesty, it's probably Madueke, Haley, but you're chasing rank a little bit, aren't you? Like, you want to go all out. In that case, you've got to start Madueke because he's your biggest differential. Your best bet is probably to bench one of... Oh, that's so tough. Probably one of Jackson or Gordon. But I don't like benching either of those. The correct decision for me would be to bench Madueke. But he's your lowest owned, so I'd probably bench Jackson or Gordon. Whoever you think, just you're not that sure on yourself, like your gut feeling's telling you isn't that great this week. Your gut feeling is usually pretty accurate, to be honest. Do we have any definitive news on Richarlison or Bruno? No, neither on either of them. We don't have any definitive news, sadly. JP and Saka out for Wilson, Gross, or Jackson Gordon. Jackson Gordon is so highly owned. If you're protecting, go for that. Otherwise, go for Wilson and Gross. It really comes down to at this time of the season what you want to do. Would you sell Areola for a -4? Thanks. No. Gordon or Palmer as captain? Just about Palmer. Leading by 64 points, feeling scummy by free hitting and a similar team to second place is bench boost, but needs must. I like it, Sambo. It's not scummy at all. You're playing the game the way it should be. But to be honest, when you've got a 64-point lead, I don't think you need to worry too much. But yeah, definitely free hit and block all of their key players. If you block all their key players, they can't do anything. -8 for Williams, Bruno, and Saka to Porro, Foden, and Johnson. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I don't love the idea of selling Bruno and Saka as part of a -8, but equally, they're both slight risks. Neither of them are perfect for this double, and I do like Foden and Johnson. So if you're chasing, I like it. If you're protecting rank, it's probably not the smartest move. Man City have never scored in the Prem at Spurs ground. Will history change, or is it worth going for Isak or Palmer for triple captain to Haaland? I don't buy into these kind of narratives about they've never scored at this ground because it's a different City team and a different Spurs team. Right? Under Postecoglou, you never know. Spurs might give up tons of chances in this game. I wouldn't read into that too much. And also, they've got another game against Fulham. I think Spurs... There's no chance Spurs keep a clean sheet against City. I'm sorry. I just don't see that happening. If it does, then great. I've got Pedro Porro, but I can't see it. Sophie Lopez has been a member for 8 months. Thank you very much, Sophie. I appreciate you. There was no message attached. There we go. Trippier posted a matchday Instagram story. Interesting. Yeah, he's probably in the squad, isn't he? I don't think Trippier will start, but you might want to read into that as he will start. Potentially. So most of you think I should just keep Gusto. Yeah, I'll probably just do that then. My bench boost stinks. I'd be happy with 15 points. I don't think I'll get that. I honestly have a feeling Arsenal will concede. So let's say I get 2 and 2. I don't think Garnacho will get a return. So that's 4. I think I could be looking at that as being like 8 points. Right, I need to wake up Pickle because she's asleep. One sec. Sorry, chat. My camera's gone there. That's not even the internet. That's my camera. I was just waking up FPL Pickle because she fell asleep. She needs to make her moves. I almost forgot. I'm not gonna lie. He almost just didn't make any moves. Then you would have killed me. Yeah, no, I'm fully aware. Right, chat. Please stop. As much as I appreciate the support, I stop with the super chats because I'm gonna end up not answering some of them, and then I feel so bad. MN Chuckster says, "Hi Ross, used my 2 free transfers to remove Maguire share. Do you think Onana to Vicario was worth the -4? No, I wouldn't. The reason I say that is I don't think he'll keep a clean sheet, Onana, but all he needs is like 5 or 6 saves per game, and he'll still get like 5, 6, 7 points. I don't think any of the other keepers blow me away that much that I'd rather them from -4 than Onana. I think you just trust that he makes enough saves. Reguilon to a Spurs Newcastle defender for a -4 got Romero. Yeah, Porro or Burn, I'd do it. I would do it. Although I do really like Reguilon. Reguilon's very attacking, so you don't have to make that move. Dubravka to Vicario or hold my transfer to get Salah for 38. I would probably do that in all honesty. I'd keep Dubravka and hope that he gets 1 start. But I don't think the 1 start is a given. I think Pope could come back in. But I think you probably hold and it allows you to be more flexible. Pedro Porro and Edison or Vicario and Burn for better points return. Money's no issue. Can do Porro and Vicario but want a Spurs spot for Bruno if injured. I would go Porro and Edison. I think is the slightly better combo there. Son or Bruno, who would you choose, Ross? Son. Definitely Son. Got Porro. No money for Wilson. What shall I do? Keep? I assume you mean João Pedro, not Porro. If you've got money to move to Welbeck, I think João Pedro to Welbeck's not an awful transfer, in all honesty. That could then genuinely pay off. Dubravka, Gusto, Maniz to Edison, Burn, Jackson for a -8. Should I also do Saka to Foden for a -12? I like those transfers a lot, yeah. Saka to Foden for a -12. So basically, is Saka to Foden worth a 4-point hit? Maybe. Edison starts as per Tony. Awesome. Okay, Edison starts. So the 2 pieces of confirmation we've had is that Edison starts and that Haaland starts. I don't think we've... Oh, Walker benched according to Lazy FPL. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat for a second. Let me move over. Let's have a look. So Lazy FPL have supposedly tweeted Kyle Walker is benched. Okay, they've also caveated that they have been wrong in the past. Okay, so Kyle Walker benched. That's not ideal. And Edison starts and Haaland starts. Okay. Cool. I don't think he'd bench Walker and Gvardiol. That would be bonkers, I think. So I think that's probably good news for Gvardiol. By the way, I'm fully aware they play completely different positions in the team, but I'm just saying like their best back line involves both Walker and Gvardiol. I don't think he'd bench 2 of his best defenders. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get some leak. I would be happy making your moves probably. I've already made my moves, but we could get some in the next 20 minutes, I suppose. Sorry. Good news though, it's been perfectly functioning. Foden to De Bruyne or a roll? I'd roll unless you're really chasing because De Bruyne is going to be a lot more lowly owned. Got Richarlison last night. Would you sell for a hit 7.9 in the bank? The only way I would sell Richarlison for a hit really is if I suppose going to Johnson makes a lot of sense. But if you've not got Son, you've not got Palmer, you've not got Foden, KDB even if you've got a 3rd City slot open, I think all of those are good moves. Gusto to Cucurella Romero or Bruno Garnacho to Gordon. I think I probably prefer the Gusto move. Gusto to Romero, I think would be my favourite move there. Van der Ven and Burn or Romero and Livramento. Oh, that's tough. I'd go Van der Ven and Burn for safety of minutes. But definitely, Romero and Livramento is the higher upside combo. On bench boost, 1 free transfer, 77k rank. 1, Burn, Pedro, 8 Nuri to Wilson, Cucurella, Branthwaite. Wait, you're selling Burn? Why are you selling Burn? 2, 8 Nuri and Pedro to Jackson Branthwaite. Or 3, Garnacho, Nuri, Pedro to Burn, Bowen and number 2. I would do 8 Nuri and Pedro to Jackson and Branthwaite out of those options. Samer. Don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry. Brennan Johnson or Maddison for Garnacho. I'd prefer Brennan Johnson to Maddison. Bruno and Gusto out for Cucurella and Garnacho. No, I wouldn't take out Bruno for Garnacho. What Man City team news have we had? As far as I'm aware, the 3 pieces of news: Edison starts, Haaland starts, Carl Walker benched. I don't think we've had anything on Gvardiol, Foden, or KDB yet. I think it's just those 3. But I am keeping an eye on it. And obviously, let me know in the chat if we do get anything, and I'll bring it up on the screen. No, we don't have any updates on Bruno or Richarlison, sadly. So it's just up to your own interpretation of it, to be honest. Cam816 is chasing rank hard. Who to bench? KDB, Foden, Palmer, Son, Johnson, Haaland, Isak, Wilson. Big love. Wow. If you're chasing rank hard, you bench Foden, Palmer, Son, or Haaland. You don't bench any of the others. Or Isak. If you're chasing rank hard, I would bench Palmer or Son. Because they're the highest owned, right? Then I'm not saying they're bad, but they're the highest owned. So if you're really chasing, yeah, Foden, Palmer, or Son, whoever you think will get the least points. Maybe Foden because he's got 2 away games, but City have everything to play for, so I don't know. I don't think you can bench people like Johnson and Wilson considering you're chasing. Jay Saunders says, thoughts on Munoz? Gabriel would mean 3 Arsenal defenders. I don't love Munoz this week, but if you had to keep him, he's got some attacking threat. Palace are decent defensively. Otherwise, you go for one of the main options, right? And by the main options, I mean Burn, Porro, Romero, Gvardiol, something like that. You got 15 minutes until the deadline. Make sure you're thinking about locking in your teams. And if you have enjoyed today's stream, please smash the like button and make sure to subscribe as well. I do appreciate it. How likely is Pope to come back for this double? I think Pope will play at least 1 game in this double. I think if I was to predict now, Dubravka gets the first game and Pope gets the second game, and then Pope starts in 38. But Dubravka could start all of the remaining games, or Pope could. I've got no idea, but it sounds like Pope is very close to return. Pedro to Welbeck or Pedro to Jackson and Gusto to a 4.6 defender, probably Van der Ven. I probably prefer the -4. Yeah, I probably prefer Jackson. Jackson and -4 is probably best. But Welbeck could do well. His data's not awful. Leslie Davis says, second in my mini league, both on bench boost. I have 14 doublers. He has, before transfers, 6 that are singlers. 70 points behind. Can I make this up? Who to captain? I still think 70 is unlikely. But yes, I would definitely captain someone that he's not going to captain. So I would probably be looking at Isak, Son, or Palmer. I like Isak a lot. I think Isak would be the way I'd go. But Sonny's probably... Midfielders tend to have the higher upside because they get the extra point for a clean sheet and the extra point for a goal. So maybe if you're like truly chasing the upside, you captain a midfielder rather than a forward. Why are people saying Palmer's in... Like, there's people just spreading... I don't get why you're doing that. Like, what's the benefit? What's the purpose of spreading weird stuff in the chat? Unless I've missed something. I don't know why people are saying that. I'm not even going to repeat out loud. People are saying that players are injured when there's no backing to it. So please stop doing that. I would appreciate it. Is a -4 swap for Edison to Gvardiol worth it? Not for me, no. Porro, Garnacho, or Johnson Veltman? Porro, Garnacho, just. I have 1 free transfer, -8 for Jackson, Dunk, and Robertson, or for Hoyland, Gusto, and Bradley. Is it worth it? I don't know why you'd bring in Robertson. I wouldn't bring in Robertson. I'd bring in another doubler. Romero, Porro, Burn. Another doubler that is... Oh, you've got 3 Newcastle. So Romero or Porro I'd rather than Robertson. I wouldn't be bringing in Robertson this week myself. He could do really well, but it's not for me. Hi, Ross. Keep Saka or sell to Gordon for a hit. Keep Saka or sell to Gordon for a hit. I would... Oh, that's so close. I would probably keep Saka. Thinking of Bruno to Saka, Havertz in GameWeek 38. Yeah, I suppose you could sell Saka and then bring Saka back in for Bruno. I don't mind that. It's the fact that it's for a hit. If it was for free, I would do it. Maybe just about Mo, but that's really on the borderline for me there. Sorry. Sorry to not give you a more definitive answer. Kieran says, Gusto, Garnacho, and McBurney to Royale, Johnson, and Jackson. I do think Emerson Royale is a slight risk. I think he's a slight risk. Just because they're spoken up maybe playing Lewis... Sorry, not Lewis. Skip at left back. So yeah, he's a slight risk, Emerson Royale. He should start both at left back, but you just never know. Any City team leaks? Yeah, Edison starts. Haaland starts, and Walker is benched. That's currently all we have at the moment. Jack Corrin says, hi Ross, I'm 20 points behind in my mini league. Do you think it is worth captaining KDB because I know the person in first doesn't have him, or go with Isak even though he has him in his team? In all honesty, Jack, as long as he doesn't captain Isak, you're still getting double the points that Isak has. So I would captain who you think is better out of KDB and Isak. By the way, I think KDB is a great captaincy shout. So maybe go for KDB, but I think if in your head Isak is a better option than KDB, Jack, I would just go for Isak. Because he's probably not going to captain him, right? He's going to captain Haaland, most likely. Keep Gusto or take him out for Van de Ven for a -4. I would keep Gusto because that's what I'm leaning towards doing. Who do you recommend for Ben White under 4.3? I think Igor would be the only one that you could probably go for in this double. Might start both from Brighton. But I don't even know how much he is. If he's more than 4.3, then I have no idea. Chasing my mini league by 55 points. Captain Wilson or Isak, Son or Palmer. He has Haaland, Isak, Son and Palmer, also no Wilson. I think in that case, when you're 55 points behind, you've got to captain Wilson there. You've got to hope that Wilson goes absolutely massive and you can make up like 40, 45 of those points just through captain Wilson. João Pedro to Welbeck and Salah to Johnson for a -8. No funds. This is the only way to swap out Pedro. I love that. Yeah, no issue with that at all. That's a really nice set of transfers. JD95 says, I need differentials for the cup. I have no chance in the league. I'm on a -4 already. Is it worth another -4 swapping Havertz for Johnson? Just about maybe. But I also don't mind the idea of just keeping... Oh, sorry, we've got another leak. Of just keeping Havertz. We've got a leak. Foden starts, supposedly. Apparently from Tony. Let's have a look. Phil Foden starts. Okay, so the leaks, just to confirm, if you've just joined, hello. The leaks at the moment, and my internet's going to cut out perfectly at the wrong time. They are Haaland starts, Ederson starts, Foden starts, and Walker benched. So yeah, Ederson, Haaland, Foden start, Walker benched. That's, as far as I'm aware, all we have at the moment. But obviously, we'll see if we get any other updates. Hi Ross, hope you're well. Romero or Van de Ven? Definitely Romero. Definitely Romero. Any Newcastle leaks? Nothing that I've seen yet, no. Nothing that I've seen yet. Hi Ross, Bruno for Madueke, Gordon or Bernardo? If you're protecting rank, Gordon. If you're chasing Madueke. Is João Pedro going to start? I don't know. I don't think so, would be my prediction based on what we heard yesterday. Is this your final team, Ross? I think so, yeah. I think so. So yeah, my bench boost is Raya, Garnacho, Gusto, White. It's not great. My transfers this week for a -4 were Pedro, Porro, and Wilson in for Cher and João Pedro. Should I sell Walker? I probably wouldn't, no. Just because you'll get the second game for him and then you get him in game week 38 most likely. Gordon for Bruno or Saka? I've been going back and forth on this. I'd still probably keep Bruno because he has 2 games and he's at home in both games. But I don't like the idea of selling Saka overly. It's a tough one. It really is. What do I do with Walker now? I've already done a -4. As I said, I think I would keep him. But realistically then, if he's benched, you're looking at a single game against Spurs away. And we probably expect Spurs to score. So I don't hate the idea of... If you've got Walker, maybe Walker to Gvardiol, but we don't even know that Gvardiol's starting. We need confirmation of that. But yeah, maybe Walker to Gvardiol was a transfer that's not an awful one to make. But the risk that you run with that is what happens if Gvardiol's benched in the second game. So you might take out Walker Gvardiol, and then Gvardiol doesn't start the second one, and Walker does. So it's not an ideal situation. Sorry, my camera is lagging out a bit. Fernandes to KDB. If it's for free, yeah, definitely. I like that a lot, to be honest. But for a hit, I'm not sure. KDB starts, according to who? Let me have a look. A few people are saying KDB starts. Let's see if we've got confirmation of that. Was it Tony? No, it wasn't Tony. Was it Lazy FPL then? Oh, here we go. The Professor. Who's the Professor? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's from Lazy FPL. Okay, this is a new source. I've got no idea. But it says resident expert at Lazy FPL. And Lazy FPL are the ones that often get the news. So I would assume that this is the actual source himself. I'm going to follow him. And I will trust that. that Foden and De Bruyne both start. So yeah, if you've got De Bruyne and you wanted to captain De Bruyne, I don't know if that's quite enough for you, because like I say, it's not a reliable source from the past, but maybe it's enough. Lazy got it wrong last time. Everyone got it wrong last time. So yeah, do you know what? Take all of this Man City team news with a pinch of salt. I should have said that. All of it, take it with a pinch of salt. But I trust it enough to follow it. So the news that we've had that isn't confirmed, it's just leaks. Foden starts, KDB starts, Haaland starts, Ederson starts. I think that's it. But Walker's benched. We haven't had anything on... Oh, Foden starts as well, if I didn't say that. The only one we haven't had news on then is Gvardiol that we'd want news on. So hopefully in the next 5 minutes we get Gvardiol news. But as of now, yeah, it's looking pretty good. For most people. Apart from if you own Walker, of course. In fairness to Lazy FPL did say this. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they admitted that they got it wrong twice. Imagine the Professor is another Boona troll. Yeah, the only reason I trust the Professor one is because... Lazy FPL retweeted it. Do we have any João Pedro updates? No updates on João Pedro, no updates on Bruno, no updates on Richarlison. The internet is not surviving at the moment. It's not surviving or thriving. It did so well for large spells. Isaac Wilson-Gordon. Apparently Isaac Wilson-Gordon's like you would expect them to, yeah. Yeah, the only Man City player that we know is benched that is quite highly owned is Walker. So Walker supposedly on the bench at the moment. Do you have anything on Rodri? No, nothing on Rodri at the moment. Gvardiol starts as per Tony. Oh, did he say that? Oh, that would be great to get that confirmation. Gvardiol starts. Cool. So to recap all of the key news that we've had from fairly reliable leakers in the past... Ederson starts, Gvardiol starts, KDB starts, Foden starts, Haaland starts. Foden, Haaland, KDB, Gvardiol, Ederson. I think that's it. And then the only one that's been leaked to be on the bench that people would care about is Walker. Other than that, all of the key players seem to be starting. As you'd expect. People want Rodri news. Unless he's injured, Rodri will start, right? Rodri starts every game, so I wouldn't stress too much about Rodri. But yeah, looking very, very good. Alvarez starts. Who says Alvarez start? Does Akanji start? I'm not sure yet. Didn't get a leak on Akanji, sadly. The question is, why do they always get the leaks in dribs and drabs? They don't. They get the full team, but they're doing it for interactions, which is fair enough. Listen, they've got stuff that we need. Why not milk it? Why not milk it? Might as well. Yeah, Gvardiol starts. Absolutely. Got just over 2 minutes till the... Apparently the FPL site is playing up a bit. We've got just over 2 minutes until the deadline. Try and get your transfers locked in. Make sure your bench boost is bloody active. I'm going to double check mine now. Do not forget to activate your bench boost. If you're on the website, there should be a blue line around the bench. I don't know what it actually looks like on the app, but just make sure that you've activated the bench boost. Okay, please don't forget to do that. It'd be such a shame. Do you have news on Akanji? Nothing on Ake or Akanji or Ruben Dias at the moment. Does Haaland start? Yes, Haaland starts, yes. Jackson for captain. Oh, that's not awful. I think I prefer some other options, but it's not an awful one. Why don't you sell Bruno? Because I think if he does play, he's absolutely fine. 8 Nuri to Tarkovsky or Webster for a -4. I think I would just about favour Webster and attack the double, but I do like Branthwaite. Great stream. Thanks for the news on Walker. You are more than welcome. Hopefully it's accurate. Obviously it's not my news, but yeah. Hopefully it's accurate. KDB starts. Yeah, so just to recap, sorry for repeating if you've been here the whole time, but to recap the key info we've got, Ederson starts, Gvardiol starts, KDB starts, Foden starts, Haaland starts, Walker is on the bench, apparently. Yeah, I could sell Garnacho or Bruno. I'm aware that that might be worth it. However, I'm just going to risk it. I forgot to activate my bench boost. Thank you. This is why it's worth me saying, please check your benches. Everyone's always thinks it wouldn't be me that forgets, but someone always does forget. Yeah, apparently Tony has confirmed. Tony has confirmed that KDB starts. You've got less than a minute till the deadline. Get your transfers locked in. Make sure your captaincy and vice captain is sorted. Whatever chip you've got active, make sure that that is active as well. Some people seem to be saying Alvarez starts as well, which wouldn't surprise me, but we've not had confirmation from anyone super reliable on that yet. How many hits did you take? I took a -4 hit in the end. Took a -4 hit. Oh my god, my bench boost wasn't activated. I'm so glad I told people to check. Yes, please make sure that you're not one of those people that forgets. Right, that is it. I think we are locked. 11 a.m. has hit. Done. The live stream survived. Oh my god, as the deadline's hit, it's just cut out. Whoa, no. It knew. It was like, I've held on as long as I can. Wow. We are locked in. Wow, wow, wow. What a stream. I'm happy enough with my team. It's not perfect, but you never know what will happen in a double. Oh, and done. Even the stream is locked in. Yeah, I know. Right, let me tweet out my team. Hey, Ross, good luck for South London United for tomorrow. Thank you very much, Tiggy Taylor. By the way, I appreciate you being the top trainer this week. I don't know. I assume you watched the team selection video, but you are the top trainer for South London United this week. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. Who have you been training? Let me know. I think you put something like 30,000 points in to get into from South London. Is Durglamax king of the chat? In terms of super chats, it's Durglamax or Shazam. Probably Durglamax, yeah. Durglamax is definitely top, but the main man Shazam is a big supporter as well. I don't even know if I'm saying the name right. Shazam. Right. Bear with me. The stream's cutting in and out a bit, but we'll get it back. Pickle's team is all we care about. She's probably tweeted her team. She said it looks so template. She's so sorry. We don't blame you. You're ranked, what, you 2K?
Well, not anymore.
She was ranked 2K before the -8, but when you're ranked 2K, you go template. With the amount of hits you've had to take to get here, do you think 3 hit 34 was the correct decision still? Feels very close. I think for me, yes, Frosty. And the reason I say that is I had Isaac from 30, and I got Garnacho's 14-pointer off the bench. If I didn't get the 14-pointer off the bench and I didn't have Isaac, it definitely wouldn't be. But I think I gained quite a lot between 30 and 34. I had a big 34. I've dropped off a lot from 35 onwards, but I think just about yes, but it's very close. This is what I was trying to say, is that people were saying, like, this strategy is brilliant, this one's not. They're going to equal out roughly. All the strategies have worked. You're saying it right, don't worry. Cool, thanks, Shazam, I appreciate that. Polkit says, hey, Ross, thanks for the amazing content. Went for Song Captain. Let's see how it goes. All the best. Love that. Great, great, great shout. Right, let me tweet out my team. GameWeek 37 team. Lock. I've been training Joey Tesselar. Beautiful. Great, great. Love that. Yeah, Joey's been really good this year, hasn't he? He's been very solid. He's actually a centre-back, but we play him at right-back, so... But he's very good. He's like Ben White. If I had to say who Tesselar's like, it's like Ben White. Right, I need to stop getting distracted. Bench boost active. What were my moves? I did share to Porro. And then João Pedro to Wilson. Good luck, everyone. Done. Is that it? Oh, I need to tweak my rank, actually, don't I? There you go. Cool. I've burned a transfer. Wilson punt, late riser would be proud. I'm a bit jealous of that Wilson pick. I'm very happy I went for it, but I'm also not expecting too much, you know? Because if he doesn't start both, then there are probably better picks. I think in isolation, if you told me that ownership doesn't exist, I didn't have to take the -8. Like, I definitely prefer Jackson to Wilson. But when you take into account ownership and the fact I would have had to take a -8, at my rank, I think Wilson was the correct play. Will you be doing Euro fantasy content? I will not. No, I'll be having the summer off, I think. And when I say summer off, I've got a couple of big projects that I'm working on, so I will not be having the summer off. But in terms of making YouTube videos, I will. I've thought about it. I may well potentially do a few live streams in the summer, but just sort of general live streams, just to chat. Maybe talk about One Future Football, talk about whatever's going on in the summer. Maybe a bit of Euro chat. I won't be making videos per se, but maybe I'll stream. And in all honesty, I probably wouldn't stream on my YouTube channel. I might make like a Twitch channel or something and stream on there. So, who should I train, Sabri or Diaby? So, Sabri needs the training more, Mark. But Diaby, I don't own him, so I've not been training him. That's a tough one. I would say train Sabri, please, if you can. I think Diaby's good enough without the training. Right, I needed to pin that, didn't I? Pin. How's the mini league battle of the year going with Stormzy? I think it's like 5 points between us. I actually don't know. I haven't checked it in the last week or so. He was 9 points behind me. I'd imagine it's very, very close now. I'll have to check it once the site updates. Oh, God, my internet is gone. At least it lasted for the main part of the stream. Yeah, start Twitch. Yeah, I might start streaming on Twitch. Just some casual chats and stuff. I'd need to bloody sort out this internet first. When are you going to Waitrose today? That's an outrageous question. Not even answering that. Did you take a hit? Yeah, that was for a -4 hit. I think Fernandez might miss out, genuinely, but I'm just going to risk it. Well, I've already... the deadline's gone, but yeah, I'm going to risk it. It's my first season playing. Very nice. 88k overall and top 8k in second chance. Brilliant stuff for your first season. After being 1.2 million after game week 19. Bloody hell, you've had a great second half of the season. Last 3 game weeks have been 100 plus with 443 points across the last 4 game weeks. That is insane. Wowza. I mean, if you compare mine, I probably haven't even hit 300 points over the last 3 game weeks. Ross, I love you, mate. Oh, I love you too. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate all the love. What has been the actual issue? What with my internet? It's just really unstable. Unstable? Unstable. The issue I've got is that when it's good, the connection and speed is really nice, but it cuts in and out. And the reason is basically I'm in student accommodation, and I can't get my own internet. Everyone's like, why don't you change your internet? It's against my contract. I'd get done breach of contract if I got my own internet. So everyone's competing for the same internet. So if loads of people are using devices in the 2 rooms next to me and above me and stuff, they start hogging the internet and my internet cuts out. So if I streamed at like 5 a.m, my internet would probably be fine, but I stream at peak times, right? Friday evenings people are using it, and Saturday morning people are scrolling on their phones in bed. You know, like what they're watching my stream. I think that's the issue. Right? Everyone around me is watching the stream. So, yeah. Oh, you're sweet. Sorry for not letting you on your phone today. I basically banned FPL Pickle from using her phone because it's weird because she's not on the internet, she's on her data. And also last week when she wasn't even here, my internet was bad. But yeah, every time you pulled out your phone today, it dropped. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. At least you got some extra sleep. Just go bribe everyone else or get one of those 5G routers. I might get a 5G router because I don't think that's technically a breach of contract. But my issue is signal's not great in here anyway. My 5G is a bit inconsistent, so I don't know. Maybe the router would help, though. Sadly, I bench boosted in game week 1. Thought you got a weekly chip. To be fair, your bench boost might outscore mine. Like, I'm not expecting my bench boost to do particularly well this week. What do you mean this is the main part of the stream? Well, you're not wrong. New internet and new camera for next season, please. I'm going to try my best to sort all of that out over the summer, I promise you. Yeah, I did, didn't I? Unstable, just like Ross. Rude. That explains Andy's lower viewers today. Well, the fact FPL Pickle wasn't watching him. Do you know how outrageous this is, chat? and she's not even going to be able to deny this. I walked to Tesco Express, which is like a 30-second walk from where I live. All right. She was like, oh, I'd quite like a few things from Tesco Express. So I was like, I'll walk to Tesco Express for you. Don't worry. So off I trot, only out for 5 minutes, come back. Who can I hear belting through the door? Let's talk FPL. Now, would you like to try and deny that to the audience?
I cannot deny.
And you know what makes that worse? I'd uploaded a video she could have been watching. It wasn't that I hadn't uploaded. So we've both uploaded a video. I leave for 5 minutes, come back, and she's... That is just...
Honestly, it was just because...
Oh, it was just because he was on the home screen when I loaded up YouTube.
It was. That was the reason.
You look very pretty. Would you like to come and show your face on camera?
I feel like I won't look good on camera.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't trust what it's going to show. Do you know?
I feel you. Well, and then you feel like once you've shown your face, it's too late to...
Yeah, like I can't...
I wish I could show. I wish I could like stop the stream, let you check, and then
It's hot, you know.
you could turn that on to. I don't know how loud it'll be.
It's probably a bit loud.
Chat, can you hear this? Let me know if you can hear this. Is that too loud down the camera? I'm going to shut one sec. Is that too loud?
I could move it towards...
It's a fan for Pickle because she's hot. I don't know if that background noise is going to be too annoying. If it is, we'll turn it off. It's fine, don't worry. Not too bad. Can hear it, but not too... Okay, yeah. Can probably keep it on for you for a bit then.
I'll keep it on for a bit.
Camera lies. Ross has hair in real life. I wish. No, I'm joking. I could grow a thatch if I wanted to. You want to come and say hello, don't you?
I'm scared.
With the thing is, you're going to show your face. You're like, oh my god, I look horrible, and then run away.
Yeah.
Do you want to come and sit in the chair?
Also, I don't know how I do it.
That's way too loud. It's only 2 people have said it's too loud.
That's okay. No. No, you sit back down. I haven't even been on stream today. Like, I mean, what am I talking about? How...
Just see her creeping. Oh, there's some hair. There you go, chat.
I'm so scared. There you go. You can...
That's your head.
That's proof that I'm brunette, I guess.
That's proof that you're real, yeah, and that you're brunette.
Oh my god, it's so hot.
It's because you're anxious as well. I'm very sweaty though. Without giving you too much information, chat, my butt cheeks are sweating.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm in front of a bright light, streaming, like answering questions.
To be fair, that must be rough on this kind of day.
Just walk past the camera. You can't walk past the camera. I'm wedged into desks, and there's a green screen behind me. She'd have to come and. You could just come and sit in the chair and answer some questions. She's the look of like, oh, I could, but are you gonna go check yourself in the mirror again? Why are you sweaty, Ross? Because it's so hot in the UK at the moment, and we don't have any like aircon or anything like that.
The humidity is insane today.
Mubama has grown his hair out. I thought she was bald. There you go.
My hair's not even done. This is the problem.
Oh, is that why you don't want to come on?
It just.
This is you've literally just woke up from a nap and you look fantastic. It's proof that you're naturally beautiful.
If I get one wrong angle and my double chin comes.
Just tilt your head down. My mum said she is beautiful. I feel like you should sit in the chair. I feel like you're going to come in at a weird angle.
Mm.
Oh my god, you've got the FPL Raptor t-shirt on.
I know, which is quite ironic.
That's brilliant. She's wearing an FPL Raptor t-shirt.
I look very cringe.
How hot is it? It's not actually that hot, but it's really humid.
It's hot enough.
It is.
The humidity must be like 80-something%.
It's only 18 degrees, but it's only 67% humidity. We're complaining about nothing. It's very hot in this room, though, at least.
Yeah, to be fair, it's been hot.
Ross is punching and she's saving his feelings. Yeah, this is true.
No, not true. He's not.
I always thought she was green. What?
Oh,
I'm confused.
Pickle.
Oh, oh yeah. I was like, wait, what? We want to see Pickle. Stop pressuring her. She ain't feeling it. No, I'm actually not pressuring her. She is feeling it.
I'm considering.
Normally she's just like, no, but I just looked over at her and she was just giving me this cheeky little grin. Like she was thinking about it. When is the last time you had a bad hair day? That's just rude. I have bad hair days all the time.
That's a good question, though.
Whenever I last had hair, so 7 years ago.
God, has it been that
Oh my god, I've been bald for 7 years. Well, I've been bald for 27 years, but show us the pickle, pause. Right, I'm going to show you the pickle. You ready? There's the tip of the pickle.
That sounds very sus from here.
There's the tip of the pickle. You want to see a bit more? There's the full pickle.
I'm gonna ruin your life if I show myself.
You're going to ruin my life. No, I just don't want you to feel like you regret it. Oh no, the lighting's gone weird on my
It's
face.
gonna happen eventually, right? But I
There's only 2,000 people here. It's not like you're doing it in the middle of like a 10,000 person stream.
to be fair, I did wake up not long ago. I just don't want people to be mean.
Oh no, right, chat. Can we promise no one's going to be mean?
And I'm probably gonna go red.
You will go red because you'll be really nervous, and it's also hot. I feel like you should just take the seat.
Wait, sorry guys.
If you press it to what? Yeah, okay, there you go. It's an average size pickle. Okay.
Where do I
rude.
look?
At the camera.
Like directly at it?
So you got the camera there. You got the live stream chat here. If you want to read that, and then this, if you want to look at yourself to see what you look like, this is that screen.
Oh god.
We won't be mean. Anything we get will be an improvement on the current view.
Aw. That's peak. I'm sweating now.
Oh, bless her. I know, she's so sweet. Bless her.
I'm nervous. I'm not dolled up or anything. Okay, I'll just do it.
You want to do it? Okay, I'm gonna move out the way. There you go, chat.
I'm gonna look red. Yeah. Oh my god.
Are you nervous? I'll be here. Look, I'll
Yeah.
crouch down with you.
Okay. I'm gonna have to squeeze in here. I'm fat.
Yeah, you're not fat.
Oh my god. Okay. Hi. Oh
So
my
this
God,
is what
so
you
nice.
look like. No, there you go.
Not good.
I think that's good. I think it's a good look.
It's really hot in here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Hi. Woo!
So we now answer questions.
What? Okay. How close can I go?
I mean, you don't want to go too close. I wouldn't also. Yeah, there you go. But I mean, if you want to go close, you can
No!
go close.
Why have I seen that comment? I'm leaving.
No, you're not
I'm
leaving.
leaving.
No, I saw the comment. You're fine.
Hi, guys. I'm not feeling good about my team this week for some reason.
Well, what is your team? Let me bring your team up.
Oh, yeah, do that. It is really hot here. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's in front of that big light. Oh, my big head looks terrible from that angle. Look at you. Look how beautiful she is.
No, I'm sweating so much.
She is stunning. Right. Pick. Oh.
Where do I even look right now?
Just look here. This is you. You can see what you look like.
Oh, Christ, okay. So do I look at this one or this one? Which one do I look at? Help me.
Like, look wherever you want, but I'm going to bring this back up over so you can see the chat.
Okay.
So that's your team. That's the chat.
Okay, so starting 11 is very template, I realised. No, don't record
This is
me.
sorry. I wasn't recording. I was taking a picture. It's a big moment. Can I have £5 back for my super chat? Wait, what was your super chat? Did I miss a super chat? Can you
Wow, I am sweating.
Oh, look, you can see your FPL Raptor t-shirt.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh,
Oh, is that how you bring them up?
yeah. See, but so when I bring them up, I can't see the actual chat. Is the issue? Did Van Heck, Gusto, Darwin to Romero, Dunk, Jackson for a -8 for the bench boost? Is it worth it? Yeah, those look like 3 great transfers.
Like it.
Blicky94 says, can I chat to the neighbours before next deadline? What's it like whipping Ross at his day job? What is it like whipping me at my day job?
What does that even mean?
It means you're smashing me at the thing that I'm supposed to be good at.
Oh, facts. Well, I don't know. I'm just good. What can I say?
So yes, Pickle's just woken up from a nap and looks like this. I do not look
oh my
like
god,
that. when
I'm
awake from
sweating
nap.
so much. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's the big light. That's what it is.
Yeah, like that. This is actually rough. I feel bad.
And
for
also
you.
the pressure. And have you noticed that we've actually gained 50? No one's left. People want to hear your opinions.
I've just seen that in real time. Ew. I just saw me doing that to my hair in real time. Anyway, sorry. I should read the chat. Hi guys, it's nice to meet you.
Here we go. Here's a question for you.
Do you like my transfer? Sold Gusto for, oh god,
Chalobah.
Chalobah, okay. Wanting Batter Shield, but money difference blocked me out Trossard. I'm worried that Gusto could start. I wouldn't, I mean, I've done the same thing, so
Yeah, she also
we're
said
in it
Gusto.
together if...
I think Chalobah will get one, and I think Gusto will get one. Maurice
Yeah.
James could even start.
I mean, taking the -8 was a little bit risky, but I thought Jackson, I should probably get Jackson.
Yeah, so on the
right?
screen you can see Pickle's team. She took a -8 for...
Okay, so I had Share, so I got rid of Share for Burn, pretty standard. I was tempted to go for Livramento, but then the Trippier news came out, and so I didn't want to go there. Got Gusto for Porro. No, got Porro for Gusto.
Yep.
And then I took João Pedro out and put Jackson in.
You'd actually have so many subscribers.
Me? Why?
You talk very well.
Nah. Bench is, it's not full of doublers by any means. I've got Onana, which is probably the worst one there, actually.
Oh, look at Jen's comment.
Oh, you guys are
She's
so-
barely... You got no makeup on.
Oh, I only got mascara on.
She's got no makeup on. Imagine that.
It's all the sweat, honestly. That's probably why I'm glowing.
FPL Pickle might have to be a staple. Depending on how much this has scarred her as an experience. Oh, Queen
I'm
Pickle.
so stressed right now.
Are you?
I'm never watching this back.
Oh, one sec. I'm just going to get back to FPL so people can see my team.
Do we think Saka's going to start?
Oh, there you go, yeah. Yeah, ask the chat questions. That's what I do.
Do we think Saka's going to start? Because I need... If you're going to say no, then that's just going to ruin my day. But... I haven't even seen Frosty's team.
So Frosty's just given a £20 super chat. Said,
Thank you, Frosty.
Yeah, firstly, thank you, Frosty. We love you. I'm catching you this week for sure, Pickle. How far behind is Frosty?
I have no idea.
Frosty, how many points behind are you?
I think he fell a bit behind me last week.
Oh, Pickle, you're doing an amazing job. You're doing great. Look at this.
I'm so shy.
Super chat for Pickle from Shazam.
Thank you.
Oh, you're all so sweet. Hopefully you
Yeah.
can hear me chat. I'm shouting a bit so that you can still hear my voice. You might not even want to hear me. You might just want me to leave at this stage.
I think you should take the seat back now. I'm going.
Oh, okay.
Bye,
Off she goes.
No, I'll be here. I'm still here in spirit, but like, I'm way too hot.
Bye, guys. Hello, chat. It's me again.
Ooh, I look red.
Yeah, turn the fan on. Cool yourself down a bit.
Holy moly, it's hot in that.
In this seat. I know, I sit here for 3 hours just sweating my tartars off.
Oh,
Polkit with the super chat says, this one is just for Pickle. Nice to have you here. Take care and all the best. You know what? I will give that to her then. I will give Pickle the money from the last 3 super chats. No, I actually will. I'll transfer the money from the last 3 super chats. Sadly, it's not £30 because YouTube take 30%. So whatever 30% is off that, so that is £21 you can have. There you go. You just earned £21. Just sat here doing nothing. Boo the... No, look at the comments. Boo the egg is back. Boo this egg. Everyone's going to leave. Oh my God.
did your views go down?
I lost 300 people. Chat, 300 people left as soon as I came back.
That is rude, I'm not gonna lie. This is the man that you're meant to be watching, not me.
How did it feel being in the hot seat?
Awful.
It's tough, isn't it? Imagine that, but with like 6 times the amount of people all asking questions about FPL.
No, I'd crumble.
I'll tell you what, chat, it's not easy to live stream. Not that I'm complaining, it's a great job, but we want we want Pickle, we need Pickle.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the support. What's he done? Oh, he's used 2 free transfers, so that helps. Burn and Romero. Very nice.
Frosty's team is better than yours, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, by far. Not even... He said it was similar. They're not even remotely similar.
This is so funny. Oh my God, my internet's struggling. Finally a true FPL expert. Yeah, genuinely just much better. Much better than I am. It's so funny that you're just here now. We want the true... Like, literally, no one's even asking me any questions. They're just bullying me. Also, the internet is destroyed.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry. It's because I'm using Twitter. I'll come with it.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what Frosty's team was.
Oh
definitely way better
no.
than mine.
Oh no. It's gone.
I'm
Chat.
sorry.
That's all right. It comes up with this error and then this goes to 0. This live could be the highest you'd ever. Ironic that the internet gave up as soon as the egg came back. I know.
Sad
It held up perfectly when you were there. Okay, it's back. I stopped playing Call of Duty for Pickle. You're my background noise, Ross. Soz. Do you know what? I give up.
I didn't even see half of what people said.
You'll have to watch it back.
Yeah. Well,
Everyone was there. There wasn't a single bad comment, actually.
Thank you guys. I was so stressed then, not gonna lie.
Hologram looks so real. She's so hot the internet broke.
No.
Siri, come back. She's now got back in bed. Bye. Good night. Ross, what do you think about the rest of the title race? Any surprises? I think City and Arsenal will win all of their remaining games. Just don't see either of them losing at the moment. Do you have a favourite FPL streamer? Not Pickle. Whose stream do I enjoy watching the most? No, they're all rubbish. Nah, I probably would have watched Andy back in the day. Let's talk FPL. Oh my god. Yeah, it's having a field day now. Pickle looks like Sophia Orantes. Who's that?
I
Sophia.
can't believe the one comment I
Oh,
saw.
no.
I thought that wasn't true. I'm gonna cry. Lucy.
Yeah, actually, oh my god. That's a shout.
Oh wow.
Holy lord. Okay, whoever said that, you're spot on actually, especially with like the hair and the face
Who
shape. And
actually is that though?
she's a streamer. She's got 2 million followers.
Oh, sick.
You'd be such a good streamer. I'm not even just saying that. Like, I'm not saying necessarily FPL, but you'd be great at streaming. I think people would
I
watch.
don't know. Maybe.
Viewership dropped. Yeah, since you left, I've lost 850 viewers. Can you come back so that I can earn a living from this, please?
That is actually quite
I saw the Northern Lights yesterday. We didn't because I live in the middle of Nottingham City Centre.
Some of the pictures I saw looked so beautiful.
The Midlands didn't look great. I saw some people, like, it wasn't an area that was hit very hard. Weirdly, down south, where I used to live. Yeah, Northern Lights were in the UK yesterday, which is weird. I think that's been the only time in my life. Maybe the second time. You've replaced Andy for me, Ross. How ironic. I'm glad you're watching my stream, Sophie. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's a streamer, Ross. Why have you put streamer like this? What does that mean?
No, I definitely would not be a streamer.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I didn't look at the camera once.
You
I
just...
was so special.
Did you see my first stream on YouTube?
No. Oh wait, no, I do.
I was like, hello, please tell me if you can hear me. That's what I still sound like, to be fair. That's still what I sound like. I'm still like, please tell me, can you hear my voice?
I can't believe I just went on camera with like no makeup on, other than mascara.
I know. That's true beauty.
Yeah, bear this in mind, people.
Yeah, that was her with no makeup. Fair play. Pickle is a baddie. Yeah, I know. Oh, internet, go away and stop misbehaving. Ross, jokes aside, you're the best FPL streamer out there. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Facts.
Pickle would make a bag. She would. Oh, she's back. Hello.
I caught the sun yesterday.
Your hair smells great.
Oh, thank you.
Does my hair smell good?
Yeah, it always smells good.
3 minutes till the lineups. Yep. How are my leagues going? Yeah, I need to. I can't remember. In all honesty, I need to check them. Annoyingly, I added FPL Pickle to my family league. She's just winning it comfortably. I'm in a very, very tight battle with Luke, my sister's fiance. So I need to beat him. We're always very, very close, to be honest.
I don't know whether Yells is here, but I'm 5th in her league.
I don't think she is. You guys should do an FPL podcast called Pickled Egg. We might actually. That could actually be an option.
Raptors and
You could be a
Raptors.
permanent co-host.
I love Raptors and Raptors.
Raptors and Raptors. Yeah,
I think that's adorable.
it's not bad. I respect it. God hates the Midlands. Yeah, apparently.
Facts. Worse.
Look, this is what I see. It's so off-putting. This should say about 2,000 and be green. Oh, 0 means nothing. Nothing is being given to the audience.
Oh yeah, look, it's buffering.
Yeah, I know. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I see. And then people are like, oh, we can hear you. I want to subscribe 10 times after today's stream. Thank you, Polkit. I assume that's for the 10 out of 10 woman. That is not good. It's not changing.
I turned my data.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay, we might be back. Hello. Pickle is our girlfriend. Yeah, Jen, to be fair, she is. Oh, my God. No internet.
balance out your skin. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. If you've got any blemishes and
I
stuff.
don't even have any spots right now.
I just it like picks out like redness and stuff like that, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
and I have a very red face. I'm very
All right, chat.
what's the word?
I might have to call it there then because it's just going absolutely ballistic at the moment. Yeah, I'm getting error messages from YouTube. You might be able to see me and hear me a little bit, but we've been going now for a decent amount of time anyway. And this is just...
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, MN Chuckster, nice to meet you, Pickle. Hoping for Raptor Pickle streams next season. You definitely might be getting those. Let's say we will get those. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there, chat. As much as I'm enjoying this, genuinely, because I am. It's just unbearably laggy. So yeah, we'll call it there. Thank you very much. Pickle, would you like to say goodbye to everyone?
Okay. Goodbye. Oh, that's a horrible.
Goodbye from Pickle and Egg. And we will see you in the next stream. I love you all very much, and I will catch you soon.